time, I will get the meeting started. Upon the mayor's arrival, she will resume that role, so that way we stay within compliance. Having said that, we will open up this meeting. I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Cut the mics off. William Moore, stop playing with the stuff, man. William Moore, cut the mic, man. William Moore, cut the mic off.
Here. Trustee Stan Brown.
Here.
Okay. Trustee Tammy Brown, present. Trustee House.
Present.
Trustee
Cut the
Hall.
mics off, though.
Trustee Norwood. Present.
Okay. Thank you very much. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll ask all to stand and face the flag. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we can remain standing. I'll ask Trustee Cameron Brown, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Father God, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight for this special board meeting. We ask that everything goes in divine order and that this meeting tonight be very successful. Amen.
Amen. Okay, first order of business. We are at the citizens address, citizens comments. There's a 3 minutes for citizens comments. When we hit the 3-minute mark, and we will waive Matthew just so that way you're aware of the time. But we'll ask anybody with comments or questions, please go to the podium and address the body. You got a sign?
He tapped the system off back there. Somebody turn it back on.
William Moore turned it off.
That's okay.
Can somebody turn it back on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the meeting cannot start yet. The mayor is not here.
That's not true. No, sir. Mayor Pro Tem is here.
Okay, guys, we are in the middle of this fight in Dolton again. So hold on, let me just mute myself so I don't hear myself in the background. Here we go. So if you guys, is this your first time here watching this madness in Dolton, Illinois? Welcome to the war. So this is Dolton, Illinois, home of the super mayor, Tiffany Henyard. Now, all heck is going to break loose tonight. I got to be careful what I say. Tiffany, now they've announced that they're in a campaign season. So Tiffany is running against now Jason House. He's one of the trustees. He's the lead trustee that's fighting. So they wanted to start the meeting at 6:15. So Tiffany is not there. So they're saying they're not starting the meeting at 6:15. So the trustees said, we're starting the meeting. We're going to start the meeting. And when she gets here, she gets here. So now you're seeing the madness before that happens, because the police chief has now tried to do two things. He's tried to kick everybody out the room, saying that they need to put everybody through metal detectors. And now he's saying that the meeting can't start until the mayor gets there. So the trustees have started the meeting. The police chief is saying that he doesn't want to start the meeting. It's madness already starting. So we're going to play it from here. We're watching the Dolton Trustees page. It's also on the Village of Dolton's page that they have it up to. So we're going to listen to the Dolton Trustees page to see what the police chief is saying. But that's where we're at right now. And it's going to be contentious because now it's Tiffany Henyard versus Jason House for the mayor of Dolton. So it's about to get crazy.
It's not the mayor. This is city mayor. Okay. We need everybody to step out. Okay. This is a special meeting.
A special war meeting. They start at 6:15.
So the police chief wants everybody to get out, and then he's going to send them obviously to delay everybody. And they're like, no, this is a special meeting. We've already started this meeting. That's where you saw the Pledge of Allegiance and everything, all that stuff. So it's getting crazy already.
Right. They just saying, oh, she'll be all right, but you trying to kill herself. Nobody listen to you, man. Yeah, order, please. We gotta go. It's public comment. Mary, you're up first.
Thank you. We have no mic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I talk loud.
So just again, too, they cut off all the mics. So now there's no mics, too. They cut off the mics. So that's why people are just talking loud inside the place, which is crazy. So they've cut the mics. They've told people they got to get out of there. They don't want them to start the meeting. And now they're doing public comments. So people are just going to get up there and scream.
Oh, okay, thank you, Lydia. Somebody respects us. Good evening, citizens of Dolton.
Good evening.
We, the citizens of Dolton, deserve better. We deserve a mayor that truly cares about our village and not a mayor that sees our village as her personal playground and her personal bank account. We deserve all of our elected officials to work for the betterment of our village without a personal agenda. And finally, in his absence, I was going to say this for the regular meeting, and I will repeat it if necessary. Andrew Holmes, you're going to answer me, and you're going to answer the Dolton citizens. You work for me. My taxes pay your salary. And you owe me and the other citizens of Dolton a statement, not a confession of guilt or innocence, but in light of all the drama and the darkness that you have brought to us, you need to address us. It's just that simple. I asked you before to unask that seat out of respect for us pending the investigation, but you chose to be absent temporarily. So you will not, and I repeat, you will not play in my face. And anybody that agrees with me, please stand. We will play in your face because we will be at this mic at every meeting demanding a statement. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
This is
Good
public
evening,
comment,
everyone.
everybody. Public comment.
I just have a question to ask. Do we have the fire chief here? Is the fire chief here or any other? I'm looking at,
Yeah, right there. He can stand back there.
because we have people that's outside and I'm looking at empty seats in this room. And I would like to know, and so with the other residents, what's the occupancy requirement for this building?
They say 43.
I'm asking him because I don't know who they say is. So I'm asking the fire chief, can you please tell me what's the occupancy for this building for the residents to come in that's outside right now? They can't come in and I'm standing up here looking at empty seats.
Now I see some people are saying, talk louder, where's the mics? But the problem is they cut off the mics. So we're listening to them. We're listening to a better camera. This is from Dolton Trustees page. They have better mics than the Dolton page because they cut off the mics. They don't want to start the meeting. So they're doing everything. They're trying to kick the people out. They cut off the mics, but they're still talking. So that's what we're doing now.
He's not, I don't think the
Pete, you're not gonna answer?
He's not there. He's not
Oh,
there.
who was that back there? Stop looking like Pete. Okay. Okay, so I'm sorry, I thought you were Pete. Okay, but that's what I would like to know, because it's unfair for the residents that have a stake in this community to be standing outside and you have empty seats in here. And where's the acting chief of police or whatever he is today? Because you have empty seats and people calling would like to get in the meeting and they have a stake in this community. Thank you.
Thanks for becoming a member, King Bucks
Good evening,
360.
everyone. I'd just like to make everyone aware, in case you missed it, while we were sitting there in the front row, our acting police person, Lacey, or whatever, that gentleman, actually tried to clear this room, tell everybody to go outside and go back to the metal detector right as we were about to start this meeting. That, in addition to the fact that we had standing room, in this very village hall for years. So this 43-seat restriction is illegal. It's a violation of the Open Meetings Act for starters. Every time they do this, everyone in here should write to the Attorney General and make sure you sign your letter and let them know, because they have opened at least 3 files on this garbage that I know of. I'll make sure, because I check every freaking day. And at some point, they're going to have to pay for treating us like dirt. I don't know who they think they are, but they look at us like we're their children or something. You take that stuff back home to your house, to your children, because we're not playing that with you all. You turned off the mic, petty. And you know better. You turn off the mic, so we can't speak. You're violating our freedom of speech. Then you got people out here right now that came to their village hall that they paid taxes for. And we pay your salaries. We pay for this building, and you have the gall to tell us we can't come in here? Why don't you go take that straight back to your families too?
Amen. All right.
Just so everybody understands what's going on here. This is public comment. Public comment before the meeting.
Why don't you shut up?
Mr. Moore, I love you, but you're on my time. Y'all didn't impede on me a citizen long enough, so not today. Not today, Mr. Moore. I appreciate you, but not today. Greetings in the name of the Father and the Son. Greetings in the name of the Father and the Son. To every last one of us in this room, we are the creator. We are. He created all of us. I stand here today because I do everything appropriate in Dolton. I always have and I always will. I have had people disrespect me as an adult and a human being first and foremost. None of you all created me. The creator created me. I've had your employees like Mr. Moore, like he's carrying on right now, carrying on with me when I walk into this administration building. I no longer appreciate how the police has been allowed to intrude on my freedom of roam, my freedom of move. I came in and I put in a complaint. I see you all are letting employees go. I'm very much so hoping that it's one of the code enforcers that walked up on me on the weekend last weekend. She decided that she was going to take her utility belt off her clothes to proceed to fight me on my personal private time in this community. She needs to be fired. I filed a police report. I have a police report. It was recorded. This is unacceptable now. To the level of the breaching of public trust is sickening. And then you on people's tax dollars, you want to stand here and keep attacking people. Do you all know what evil is? You're the personification of it. But nobody says anything, right? Don't nobody say anything. I don't like it. My family don't like it. And let me spew something to you all. I ain't gonna make you up of my god doggone family. You do anything to my family members, I represent them. You're not gonna get anyone else. And if you all had any godforsaken sense, your conscience are horrible. And there's nothing you can tell me today about your conscience because you don't have one. I got trustees walking up on me and I hold my discernment. That's not from none of you all. Do you all hear what I'm saying here today? None of that comes from none of you all. I'm not angry, but since you all want to play with all this, I was born with this big mouth. See how what I got came from the creator? None of what you all did. All you all have wrong. And Kenyatta, I'm sorry for saying this. How dare y'all use somebody that I did care about to call me for that April 8th crap? And I did it on purpose what I did, putting that video out. How dare y'all be that unsafe? None of you all stood up and said one word. Okay, Jason might have came to the police department, but you stand up and you do nothing for these people. And then you want to stand out there and have campaigns. And you allow someone with a food program to carry on the way they did, gonna cost us another food program. Y'all better sell everything and everything y'all got. To you trustees, how about y'all unbutt y'all money? Because y'all still getting paid, right? Y'all still getting paid. As long as y'all keep taking money, you know better than what you're saying out of your mouth because it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. You all allow people to encounter things that they never should have had to encounter. Then when they stood up for themselves, what did you all do? And all these videos of y'all out here talking with the police, y'all better learn y'all law. Y'all better learn y'all law because y'all didn't know the law. And the next time y'all get in front of the camera, decide if you want the camera to continue to run or don't say nothing at all because you didn't want to stand there and tell the truth. And then you bought Jedediah Brown in here. Nope. You bought Jedediah Brown in here. How dare y'all? How dare y'all think that was the appropriate thing to do? But y'all don't want nobody to tell none of y'all stories now. So let me tell you a secret to your life. You had one before you got here, and it's easy to find that you're here.
What a rant. I don't know what that was about. Henyard is here, so now they're going to turn the mics back
Y'all got
on.
no conscience. Keep doing her being. Tiffany, I love you. But let them keep on doing what they're doing. They're taking you down because they're tied to your signature on their page.
She's a Tiffany Henyard fan.
She making it even worse. Because when she won't fire them, she ain't making it no better. I ain't trying to defend that. You got your right to right here to go today. I just hope
She's not trying to defend her.
You turn the mic off, you can't get them back on. You cut him off and don't know how to cut him back on. That's real talk. You sure he's not a sound guy? You shouldn't touch it.
So now they're trying to turn the mics back on.
Okay, struggling to get the mic back on. He didn't know what he don't know what he did.
And now he don't know how to turn them back on. Oh wow. I'm gonna switch to the Dolton page. So this is where they're trying to get the mics back on. So now we're at the listen to the Dolton feed. This is where they're trying to get the mics back on. So we waiting for that to happen.
Got it?
So things are a little contentious today, people. Just to let everyone knows why things are contentious is because they've officially now started the campaign.
No.
You hear people beating on the mics because they turned the mics off because they didn't want them to speak, and it's just so went to hell. So it's just getting started. Yeah, her necklace is pretty nice.
Thank you.
There it is. They got the mics on now. So Henyard is in the building, like Elvis. Elvis.
All right.
is in
Good
the
evening,
building.
residents. Thank you for coming out this evening. First and foremost, I want to apologize for people acting out of order this evening. When we come into a board meeting, I just want to set the rules for you. You have to be in order. You cannot yell loud. You cannot say bad things to people. Everybody's entitled to their opinion as relates to who they like, who they support, what it is they want to talk to this body about. I need you guys to respect their time and give them their 3 minutes. Is there someone, where's Medina? I don't see Medina, I don't see Jackie. Do y'all have someone doing the time since y'all started the meeting? Y'all have somebody doing the time? Okay, and do you have a sign-in sheet? Is there a sign-in sheet? Just one person? Okay, so you only have one person. Is there anybody else that would like to address the body?
She's standing up there, right? This is our special. This is special.
Okay, so this is the 6th. I don't have that agenda. I only have the 6:30 agenda. So if I can have a copy of that agenda, we can move forward.
Can you have Medina make a copy?
Yeah, she here?
Yeah, I just
She
saw
here?
her come out the door.
Yeah, Medina was in
She
the
can make a
office.
copy of
Yeah,
this.
Medina, can I have a copy of
Well,
the
maybe she
agenda,
already
please?
has one.
All right, that's the one.
Thank you.
All right, so everybody understands what's going on. There was a special board meeting called to start the meeting, then there's now a board meeting. So there was 2 agendas. It's all confusing. But
In
that's
the
what we're
back,
doing.
to the police officer in the back, is the metal detectors on? Okay, so residents, for your safety and for our safety, we're gonna have people go through the metal detectors. You can stay, hold on. You have to listen. You can say, y'all can say no all you want. It's not up to you as it relates to safety. It's about safety for everyone. So everyone will have a seat, but we are going to have everyone go through the metal detectors so that everyone is secure in the building. The last board meeting, we had an incident. You have to listen. I just told you guys, you have to listen. So you guys have to go through the metal detectors so that everyone is secure in the building. Everyone can stay here. Everyone has a seat, but we care about safety. Safety is our top priority, no matter who it is or what it is. So if you don't mind, we're going to pause while everybody goes through the metal
Eagle
detector,
Talent,
come
yeah.
back to your seat, and then we can start our meeting so that everyone's safe. Because if something jumps off in here, we don't know who has what. So I'm just trying to make it aware that everyone understands. So Chief Lacey, if you can direct people, you can start at the first row. People can go in and come back in, and then have your seats. We're not telling you to exit the building. We're telling you we all about safety.
Ladies and gentlemen, one row at a time. We need you to go through the metal detector.
Now this is why you can't act a fool. Because last week that cat acting a fool gives them the ammunition to say, okay, we need to do this, right? Because last week this fool came up and started, running up on people. So there's really nothing you can do. I think you got to give Superman credit when she does something right. I would have people go through the metal detectors too. I wouldn't be wanting to sit up there as crazy as it begins. So
And go right back to your seat. That's what we
Okay,
need you to
just
do.
know you will have to exit the building. I care
Okay.
about safety in this
Ma'am?
building. Last incident we had, someone tried to attack someone in the building. So we're
Okay.
gonna go one by
Ma'am?
one and you can stay in the building.
The
We have no
meeting-
problem with that.
The meeting will not start. This is something we have to do for security measures, regardless of whether you know. Okay, well, guess what, ma'am? You have to go through the detectives. Anybody that wants safety, this is what we're doing. Please step.
Even though I'm going to say going through the metal detectors at this time would be meaningless because you could just leave the gun inside the room and going through the metal detectors would be good. I understand that. So, but you know, it is what it is. I think this is a stall tactic too, because you would have to tell everybody to take all their stuff out the meeting, sweep the room, then have everybody, if you're talking about real safety. So, but you know, they're doing what they got to, what they feel like they need to do.
Step out, step out, and then let them back in. Well, we do.
Yeah, I think Bill is right. I think this may be a little intimidation because there's no way you'd have to sweep the
Raleigh,
room too.
Commander Raleigh. You step on the side.
Oh, thanks for becoming a member.
Have them step on the other side. Take 5 at a time, and then have them come back in. Okay.
So they're going to take some time to do this.
Yes, Ladies and gentlemen, regardless, this meeting will not continue until everybody goes through the metal detector. Okay? So this, I know. Ma'am? Kiana Belcher didn't open the door yet.
Oh my goodness. Well, why they do that? Let me do this. Let me play the opening from my last video that everybody loves so
The
much.
point is safety. That's what the point.
Yeah, the point is safety, obviously. The point is safety. So while they do that, I want you guys to check out this intro from my last video. Tiffany Henyard.
Hi, Shark. I'm Tiffany Henyard from Chicago, Illinois. I am currently the owner of Tiffany's Good Burger and Soul Food located at 634 Burnham in Candidacy, Illinois. Our phone number is 708-801-9980. And for those trying to find us, you can check our food truck or follow us on Twitter. Just go to our website, loveagoodburger.com. Again, that is loveagoodburger.com.
This is the mayor. Remember, this is before she was mayor.
Now you know that's not fair. Sneaking up on a man when he's in the Tiffany.
That's Trustee Stan Brown in that video too. That's our boy, Stan Brown.
Burger. Seeing that you're here, let me just fill you in. When a man get the whole burger like this in his hand, this is like heaven.
A few moments later.
Congratulations, Madam Mayor.
Tiffany Henyard was sworn in as Dolton's first female mayor. At 37, she's also Dolton's youngest.
Well, we're moving on up to the side, to the deluxe apartments in the sky. Moving on up to the side. We finally got a piece of the pie.
That's Henyard. She's moved up, huh? She's moved up. Oh man! So she went from to flipping burgers to the mayor to the mayor. Oh my God!
Oh, that's me right there. You can take a seat.
So everybody understands what's going on right now. They are literally having everybody go through the metal detectors, which makes very little sense if you don't clear the room. So I'm going to switch to the Dolton Trustees page because that gives you the view from the people who are sitting in the audience.
In my house, not here.
This is Dolton Trustees. Now, also have to mention Keith Freeman was fired from Thornton Township. That Keith Freeman was her number 2. He was the guy who was doing all the stuff. He's her number 2. He was actually fired recently from Thornton Township. They're not too sure if he was fired from Dolton, but he was fired from Thornton Township. So now there's some new people up there. These 2 guys look like 2 white guys in his seat. So we don't know what they're doing up there. So have you seen the agenda? No, I can pull it up though. Let me look at the agenda because right now they're winding people. So this is from the Dolton Trustees page. This is the view from the crowd. Looks like people are going from the back first, and this is the view from their main camera. So you guys can see we're looking at both views. So he's flexing the muscles. Prison kitchen. Well, I don't really think she's going to jail. I think she thinks everything she's doing is totally correct, and she is not corrupt. Let me look to see. Look at their agenda for the night. Dolton, Illinois meeting agenda. And while they're doing this, you know what I'll also do? Oops. I'll also play the for those who don't know, there was an announcement that happened over the weekend that I think is going to cause a lot of interesting questions here going forward. I'm going to put the audio back on here so you can hear. There's nothing going on now. We're just going to put up the agenda.
It's on 6:15.
All right, please roll, please.
Hey, I didn't even know you were without your glasses.
We don't have it up. I don't see it. It's not up yet. So if I can find it, they usually post it, but I don't see it. So, and don't forget the big issue is that Henyard is the one who usually controls the agenda. So a lot of times the trustees can't even put their stuff on the agenda. I'm going back to the village trustees page to see because they usually have something going on. So this is it from the crowd. Yeah, so people are saying they're not even searching them. Sure, this seems like a delaying tactic what they're doing. Play, make sure we got audio here. I'm confused, so confused. So they started the meeting, but they're not starting the meeting. There's a lot going on. Okay. So they're about to start the war, essentially. I'm not even sure if you guys heard that. Let me switch to this. So there's still no sound from the main Dolton page. There still is no sound. Tiffany stole food restaurant. So this is the main page again. So just so everybody understands what's going on. People were in. They kicked everybody out. Well, they didn't kick everybody out. They just said everybody has to go through the metal detectors. So that's what everybody's doing now before they start the meeting. Now, so everybody understands we got kind of 2 meetings going on here. The first meeting is the trustees meeting where they did a special meeting so they can go through stuff on their agenda. And then we have the second meeting. There is no audio because they cut the audio off because they have everybody kind of going through again. So that's why you don't have any audio. That's why I'm talking right now. You guys should be hearing that. So you guys should be able to hear that. So now they're back up, essentially trying to start. So what I might have to do. All right, so I am going to restart this stream, not the stream, their stream, because they just started their audio back, and it looks like they're still acting up. Okay, here we go. It's coming in real hot, so I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure the audio doesn't blow up our ears. Well, it's blowing up my ears. You're gonna hear what I'm talking about in a second. See, they still having audio
Chief
issues.
Lacey, why weren't you here? I mean, that's ridiculous.
We say they're still having audio issues.
There. Okay, well, you never know with more over there. I mean, that was petty. Just prove how petty you were. They had a legal right to meeting, and
Thanks.
you shut off the mic. What did you think that was going to accomplish? The meeting still went forward. So not sure why you did that. You're just so petty and unprofessional. How are you okay with? How are you okay with yourself? Okay, I'll just repeat what she said. She said, on our tax dollars. I mean, why do you do that? Why do you think it's okay to do that? I mean, does your relationship camaraderie mean that much that you are okay with selling your soul? I mean, it's yeah, I just don't understand it. Stan Brown, I saw you on the way in. We had a brief
This is the
talk.
audio. They're
Just
the one having
remember what
audio
we
issues.
spoke about. I have faith in you for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I do. I do have faith in you. You know, one thing I told you, you're a cold stepper. You know, I like that about you. You smooth stepper, but do the right thing, Stan. Do the right thing. You have people around you that wants what's best for the people, not what's best for Tiffany. Get off of that side and just do the right thing. That's all I'm gonna say. I have faith in you. Okay. And I think that a lot of people want to give you a chance to do the right thing. Okay, we know it's in you. You're not cut from the same cloth as a William Moore. Okay, you have it in you. You have it in you. You know, Chief Lacey, like I said, you know, it's crazy the energy you bring. It's just so negative. These meetings without you were just, I'm not gonna say they were great, but it was just good not having you here. I mean, it was good not having that energy, your negative energy. And what's so ironic, you know, it was raining when we came and it was a rainbow in the sky. And I was like, you know, I looked at it, someone else, I asked someone in line, had they seen it? They're like, yeah, they're like, maybe that's a good sign. I said, that's how I'm taking it. How could you not take a rainbow as a good sign?
Ma'am, your time is up.
Is it really?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
all right, well.
Is there anyone else?
I'll be speaking part 2.
All right.
My family then lived in this village for well over 30 years. I watched back in 1991 after they moved here in 88.
All right.
My grandfather
Oh,
passed away.
yes, I'm on mute. Sorry.
Home in Dolton. And just recently in October, I had to bury my grandmother. And the fact that I'm watching every day while I'm hauling hazardous materials, things that people need, and watching as this village being ran into the ground by this woman, it's pissing me off. I'm watching as this township is being ran into the ground by this woman. I'm watching as my alma mater, South Suburban College, a college that gave me a chance to go to college and be able to get my degree, being scammed by this woman.
Uh-oh.
All these things I take very personally. very personally indeed. I love this town. I love this township. I love my school. And I will be damned if I allow anyone, particularly you, ma'am, scam, destroy, run into the ground. And while you're sitting there with your thousands upon thousands of dollars, the people of this village, the people of this township, the students at South Suburban College suffer. Absolutely not. Sit here and watch as one of your trustees sexually assault a woman and still sits on the board. He might not be here today because he's tired of hearing about it, but we're not going to be tired of saying it. Andrew Holmes assaulted a woman. He belongs in jail along with you, Miss Henyard, and your wigs. Because you don't know where the damn money's going. It's going to her wigs.
Officer.
The fact that these police officers murdered Alexis Wilson and continue to walk the streets and police these streets is an abomination. Her name is Alexis Wilson. She was murdered by the Dolton Police Department. This is crap.
Okay.
Leave this township.
His time is up.
Oh, no.
His time is up.
3 minutes. I'm still counting.
Okay.
All right,
Sir, your time is up, sir.
Okay, next person.
All right. Sir.
He called her out for the wigs. He said she's spending the money on her fake wigs. Yeah, he told her tell me how you really feel about it, right?
Just allow
Sir, you're going to be escorted out.
That wasn't 3
building, sir.
minutes. That wasn't 3 minutes.
Okay.
I'll be right outside with
All right.
the people when you fight
Okay.
the owner.
Officer, escort him out.
They got the police escorting them out.
All right, is there anyone else? Anyone else want to address the body?
Wigs for everybody.
Hello, everyone. So I wasn't gonna get up and comment just yet, but I just wanted to say that on the back of what he said, this is really ridiculous. As a disabled resident in this community, the fact that you would even make us get up out of our chairs after we've already sat down and got comfortable to even go back through a metal detector because you wasn't here on time to say that, oh, they should have been let in. No, you should have been here to let us in. If you wasn't here to let us in and we were let in, that's on you. You should have somebody as a backup because you're the chief, right? So why is it that all of the residents have to go back out and come back in and be humiliated for her? For her. Because she's scared. What about us? What about our fears? What about our tax dollars? What about the rape that Andrew Holmes did or the sexual assault? Everybody is hurting behind me. Don't turn my light on. Put it back on. Anyway,
Ma'am, if you're going to talk, you're running out. Okay.
turning my mic off.
Ma'am.
Your mic is working like this so I can finish my time. Mute me. I got a minute and 50 seconds. So mute me. Mic. Because I'm going to say what I got to say. And the residents going to hear what I got to say. So whether or not you want to try and keep muting people and keep shutting people up, it's not working. And you can keep doing this. Oh, the mayor here unasked that seat because you definitely go unasked that seat. Your administration is definitely wrong.
Ma'am.
No, you can't. I still got time, so you can't say anything. My mic. Why are you playing with my mics? So anybody else get up here and say what she want to hear, their mic's not gonna go off. Their mic's not gonna go muted. But when I get up here and say something, my mic's go off, my mic's go muted because you don't want to hear the truth. That's all it is. Y'all don't want to hear the truth.
I don't know.
That y'all need to see some stuff down today. Once the FBI is around the corner so they can come and raid this place because all of y'all deserve to go to jail. All of y'all.
Okay. Her time is done. Her time is done.
All right. Anyone else?
This meeting's gonna be crazy today, people. It's gonna be. We starting off. This is just the beginning of the meeting. We ain't even really getting to the meeting parts.
Trustees. Damn. One of those non-red.
Yeah, that audio sucks tonight. Look at that. You can't. Her mic is totally cut off. You can't hear anything she's saying. Let me see. Go Dolton Trustees if they got some better
Clear,
audio.
because you think you're clickbait. I'm not here for Tiffany Henyard. Here for the village of Dolton. I am here for Fannia News. On record that I'm here to ask Andrew Holmes, did he sexually assault that woman? Did he drug her?
Ma'am,
I don't need
you're
to.
revoking your time. If you want to talk, go ahead and talk, but if you're revoking your time.
How was she revoking her
Mr.
time?
Lacey.
Finally,
Mr.
they
Lacey,
switching out the
I would
mics.
finish my time, sir, if you would stop interrupting me.
Police chief telling the police chief, shut up.
I'm going to keep talking. All I have to say is this village deserves so much more than what it's getting. From an outsider looking in, y'all are being hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. And that's all I got to say, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right, who's next? All right.
Tell me how you really feel. That's what you call this session. This guy, he's got a prepared speech. It looks like this is their YouTube fame coming.
Hello, everybody. I hope that all is well with everyone this evening, and if not, I hope it will be after this meeting. My name is Denasha Harrison.
Okay.
I've lived in Dolton for a little over a year. I've served my country for over 20 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I would like to thank everyone here for their service and the families that are attached to those who served. I've had my experiences dealing with affairs of other countries for the good of their people all over the world.
Yeah,
Making
I've
sure
got
that
to
their
switch.
way of
This
life
is good
is
now.
protected because of our values here in the United States of America. And I'd like to think that it's not only for the best interest of those countries, but for the interest of ours as well. Although I'm originally from the west side of Chicago, Austin area, right? I decided to put down roots here in Dolton because this town lends to a certain peace that the west side could not provide for me. I believe that the residences of Dolton deserve better representation from its legislators, and that the people of Dolton and their leaders deserve to serve and be served in an environment that fosters better cooperation through legislation, communication, and transparency. I've seen what everyone else has seen through social media, and I've heard the voices around the village speaking of how they are frustrated with our legislative processes from both sides. I won't pretend to understand all the issues and battles that exist between the mayor and trustees beyond the clickbait or the motivation of the media outlets beyond the facts, but I do know that in the middle of it all, the constituents, the people of Dolton are in the middle of the dysfunction that is being displayed by the very ones who should be leading our village towards better resources, programs, activities, and fiscal transparency that can all be the benchmark that we build as a consensus around the things to propel this village forward. We should all be working on how to get to yes together by taking a this and that instead of a this or that approach. One thing that everyone has in common in this space is passion for the city of Dolton. Passion to do right by it or passion to tear it down, but passion nonetheless. So I want to encourage the trustees and the city administration to do whatever it takes to channel that passion towards getting to yes and encourage people to strike the right chord to come up with much needed solutions to our village and to support anyone in the legislative body, that's willing to do good for the people. And so I will support anyone who is willing to support the people. I would like to take these final seconds to announce my candidacy for trustee here in the village of Dolton. And I'm looking forward to meeting with any legislator that is willing to work with me as I embark on this endeavor.
Sir, your time is up.
The campaign speech. Then we got another wannabe trustee. You got a campaign speech.
That it? All right, that ends public comment. Next on the agenda is
Who's all these people in the
we have
back?
general announcements, so I'm gonna move it forward to do.
Yeah, you
the
guys definitely
swearing
guessed
in
right.
So that we can allow the families to go and celebrate their loved one. If you would, we'll start with the fire department.
He's talking about let Tiffany do her
Thank you, Mayor.
thing.
Good
I
evening,
don't know
everyone.
about that.
Dalton Fire Department Administration is seeking the advice and consent of the mayor and the village board of trustees to approve the promotional vacancy of one fire lieutenant at the August 5th, 2024 executive board meeting. The Dalton Fire Department currently has 2 vacancies at fire lieutenant. As of this date, Engineer Ian Cosgrove is the only member available to fill a vacancy as the aforementioned qualified member. Engineer Ian Cosgrove has been filling the vacancy as a temporary lieutenant since March 23rd, 2024. So Mayor and the board, I am seeking a motion to officially, formally promote Ian Cosgrove to fire lieutenant.
So they're gonna swear this guy in as a fire lieutenant. There she goes, dressed in the outfit. She moved on up. The stylist did well for her today. She was making like $3 or $4 grand a month for the stylist. This is good. The guy's getting a promotion. Even with all the dysfunction in the town, it's at least good to see this. Guy's been working hard, even though that they say that their money's being stolen. Fire lieutenant.
All right. Y'all make some noise for the fire department.
Their mics are so bad you can't even hear them clapping.
All right, everybody know how this goes. So we're gonna raise his right hand. You're gonna repeat after me. We're gonna swear him in this evening. So congratulations again. So that's a tough job. So we appreciate your service. So I'm gonna say, you say I. I,
Ian Cosgrove,
having been appointed to the office of fire lieutenant
having been appointed to the office of fire lieutenant
in the village of Dolton,
in the village of Dalton, in the county of Cook, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Illinois, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of fire lieutenant for the village of Dalton to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. Promoted, but we will still be retirement money. That's what they were talking about last week, right? Hey Maggie, what's up? What's up? Oh wow, thanks for the $49 super chat. Evening. You're watching the madness with us. You're watching the madness with us. Yeah, they was hitting the mic earlier. That was rough. I definitely feel your Eagle Talon. Thanks for becoming a member, King Buck, Double X, Ross. Nice members today. Tiffany Henyard stole food restaurant. It's completely a delay tactic. Yeah, this whole thing was a complete delay tactic. The equivalent of silent previews before Tiffany's movie hour. Yeah, because don't forget, we should be definitely going to have the videos. You know, we definitely have the Tiffany Henyard videos coming out. Can someone explain to me why she's still not in jail? FBI works slow. The FBI works slow. Well, so the fight hasn't happened yet. It's about to happen now because right there, the trustee on the left over there, Jason House, he's running for mayor. He's announced his mayoral candidacy. So the Amish folks behind. That was the Amish folks was the fire lieutenant. They were waiting to be called up so they can get sworn in.
Are there any more general announcements?
And no contract for FD yet.
May I
Nope.
be recognized?
Yeah,
Nope.
On the agenda also was promotion for the police lieutenant and the police and fire commission meeting was on Friday, but if we don't swear him in, he's over the time that he has been acting as that.
Well,
So,
they spoke and they a different day. So I just confirmed with.
okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, yeah, I just.
May I speak?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Trustee, he'll be on the next meeting, not this one.
All right, next on the agenda is village clerk's report.
All right, here we go. We're getting ready for the videos.
Good evening, everyone. My minutes will be on the board's special board meeting at another date, but tonight I would like to just talk about how our ordinance state that the department heads
4K.
should submit a written copy of the report that they will present at the next board meeting. I should get a hard copy of that. I shouldn't translate their reports, and I'm just asking that we go back to how our ordinances are written and that each department head submit a copy of their report that they're going to report out on to my office so that it can be included with the minutes. And that's basically it for me. Thank you very much.
That makes sense. You let me see the report before we come to the meeting and talk about it.
All right.
Right? If they already have it. That makes sense.
Just to add clarity to what she just stated about them having a report, if they have anything to give her office, they sure can do that. But as it relates to them saying things up here, because sometimes people will just talk about whatever else came to mind for their department. So her job as a clerk is to still add it in the minutes so that when people do for you the minutes, you have accurate minutes of what someone stated. Prime example, once the mayor department talks about something here in a meeting, my minutes, my statements are never in the minutes. I've said this several times, and it's always said, refer to the mayor's department. And I gave a whole report, but nothing gets typed. So I just want to point that out, and that's for the record. And I've also asked the clerk for all of the records from our village, which I still don't have to this day.
All the all right. So number one, the clerk is not a stenographer. She's not typing down every single word. This is what the recordings are for. So I don't think Henyard understands what minutes are. Minutes are synopsis of the meetings, agendas, and whatever, bullet points. She thinks she's a stenographer. Whatever.
I don't have any ordinances or anything. I've requested to view all records, which that's within my power to do, and I'm not able to get any records from the clerk as of today. So I don't have any record as it relates to an ordinance, a resolution, or anything so that I can review them and look at them and see what's needed moving forward. So that's for the record.
On to your comment.
It's not a back
So
and
for
forth.
the, well, it won't be a back and
Hold on,
forth, but
it's
I
not
just need
clerk,
to.
hold on, you don't have
for
the floor.
clarification.
You just said you want to follow rules. I didn't give you the floor. So my statement was my statement. I allow you to make your statement, and we're
So,
gonna move on.
You're not the only body here. I
Okay,
think you
clerk,
should
but you
respect
said
us and
I-
allow each
it's
of
not a
us
back and
to
forth.
speak.
It's not a back and forth. We're moving
If
on.
we have one
Next on the
department,
agenda-
thank you,
next
Stacey
on the agenda
Carrell, who
is
faithfully
engineer
submit a report because he
Ron-
understands what the
Ron
law
Smith,
is.
you have the floor.
He understands what the law is.
Ron, you
And
have the
I
floor.
am the keeper of the records in case you guys don't know.
You have the
So the
floor.
records stay with me.
Thank you so
And
much.
I'm done. Thank you.
She wanted to say her thing and don't want nobody to challenge it, but she was clerk
Good
is like, I
evening,
want to
Mayor,
speak. I
Madam
want to
Clerk,
say what I gotta
trustees,
say.
department heads, and residents for the village of Dolton. This evening, I will give an update on the infrastructure projects that we are embarking on in the village. We will be doing a pavement rehabilitation project on 154th Street from Dorchester to MLK. That project will commence at the end of August. The second project, there's two projects in a phase one study. This will be done by the Illinois Department of Transportation. That's 142nd Street from Lincoln
until the Bishop Ford Highway. The other
All right, I'm gonna mute him for a second and let him continue this talk. What he's talking about is the state, just like whatever state you're in, right? Your local community can ask the state for money to pave roads and stuff like that. So they asked the state for some money to fix like local roads and things of that nature, and the state gave them the money. So since they've gotten the money, this is the person who's handling that project. It's not like anything extra, but it's just the state saying, "Hey, we'll give you money to handle the road." So that's what he's outlining with what they're doing with those funds.
of their existing service lines to see what type of material the service line is, whether it's lead, galvanized steel, or if it's already copper. The final project is a project with MWRD. They will be addressing flooding issues throughout the village of Dolton. The first project is a sewer rehabilitation project that is from 146th Street to Sibley Boulevard from Atlantic going to Edbrook. The project is scheduled to be bidded out within the next 30 to 60 days. It will be bidded out by MWRD. It will be constructed by MWRD and also paid for 100% by MWRD. That concludes my report for this evening, and I will entertain any questions that the mayor or board may have.
Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you.
Next is corporate bills. First is electric warrant list.
This is when it gets to the
Is there a
fireworks.
motion to approve the bills list.
Did would you like me to read them in the record, Mayor?
Yeah, it don't matter. It could be you, whoever want to read it. If you don't want to read it, you can read it.
Okay.
I'll read it.
Yeah, so because we have received a few different ones, so I'll read the ones after conferring with some of the board that I believe everybody is comfortable with. The June 30th, 2024 corporate payments list. We have corporate payments on the electronic warrant list, $357,675.40. Water fund register payments, $349,365.11. Sewer fund payments, $1,395.02. Total payments on this list, $708,435.53. I motion that we approve the bills on this list.
Is there a second?
Second.
The motion second, any discussion? Call roll.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes is absent and Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, next on the agenda is there a motion to approve the AP warrant list? Is there a motion?
If I may, if I can read this one into record as well.
So we listen to Jason House. He's the guy who's running for mayor against Tiffany Henyard.
Corporate payments, August 5th, 2024 warrant list. Corporate payments of $1,237,156.44. Gross payroll for July 12th, $430,104.70. Gross payroll 7/26, $467,175.57.
Thank you so much,
Fitness center
Pretty
register
T.
payments $1,244.32. Total corporate payments $2,135,681.03. My motion is to approve the bills as stated.
All right. Any discussion?
Well, I
there a
had
second?
discussion. I don't know if we had a second.
Is there a second? Second. Is there a motion and a second?
I have one point of discussion, if I may.
Go ahead.
I want to, these lists, I want to give an acknowledgement to Trustee Stan Brown, who reached out to the administration and asked that
Yes.
items that had previously been taken off of old lists not be included or be put on separate lists. So the board actually had 5 different lists of bills. There were 2 lists that the board, to my knowledge, is comfortable with, and 3 lists that will remain for further discussion. So I want to give an acknowledgement and just a little bit of clarity, because I know during this time, I generally have a list that we can hopefully make this a smoother meeting. So thank you, Trustee Stan.
Okay, and with that being said, is this the list that has Otison's bills in it?
You saying the list just read?
Yeah. Because you guys switch lists and which one you want to approve or don't approve. Otison.
The Odison is not on this list, no.
He's not on this AP warrant list.
I'm looking right now just to make sure. I do not see him on this list, but of course, you know, I would like him to be paid.
Which, list, so who sent that list to you guys?
He is on this list,
Is he on this one?
yes. He is
Oh,
on this
yep,
list
yes, he is on, yes, he is on
as
this
well
list.
as Delgado.
Yeah, 108,000.
Delgado is the village attorney, I tell y'all that all the time.
Oh, yep,
And Oderson is legislative counsel.
yep, Oderson and Delgado are both on this list.
Okay, so you guys know that I'm totally against paying you guys attorney. You guys have bills on the list as it relates to political issues, and you guys know you can't use government funds for political bills. I've stated this, and you guys constantly put it up here for a vote. Again, that is illegal. I keep saying this, and I'm putting it out there for the record, and I will advise you guys not to move forward with it. So, that's it for me.
I don't know who's repping it now.
All right.
Who's repoing? Who's repoing it?
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right.
And that's it. So they're paying our
Next
attorneys.
on the, y'all yes, and I don't know what you yes for. Remember, they say we ain't got no money, but they found money for a lawyer. Remember that. Next on the agenda is new business. Is there a motion to approve an ordinance ending the village credit card policy? Is there a motion?
Mayor, if I may, items A, B, and C, for the sake of time, I would like to bundle those in discussion. I'll expand a little bit more on each one, but if that, I would like to do a consent for passage of items A, B, and C.
So you want a motion to bundle?
Yes, ma'am.
Now with that, now this is where things are going to get hot because that's essentially how she's been spending all this money is through the credit card because nobody knows how this credit card is being spent, and the credit card is open to freedom of information. So if you say, "Hey, let me see how the public money is being spent on this credit card," you should be able to get it. The news media has asked for it, the Attorney General's office asked, and nobody's gotten it. So now they've actually put it on the agenda that hey, we're going to change this policy. So now we get to see what's going to happen with this.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Then
thanks so much.
Second to bundles A, B, and C. And just for the record, for those that don't know what it is, motion to approve an ordinance amending the village credit card policy. B, a motion to approve an ordinance declaring a village credit card spending freeze. And C, a motion to approve a settlement of Williams versus Dolton, an amount of $30,000. Call the roll.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed to
All right.
bundle
Now,
items A, B,
is
and
there a
C.
motion to approve items A, B, and C?
Thank you,
So
thank
moved.
you. That's great.
Second.
Been motion second, any discussion?
Yes, if I may.
All right, go ahead.
A and B, we talked about just for a little bit more clarity on the credit card spending changes as well as freeze. Essentially, it would only allow for the Director of Administrative Services to use the credit card only on items that the board approves, and it puts a cap on any transaction of $5,000. There was consideration on completely cutting it off, but there are some bills that must be paid. Well, it's most convenient to be paid with a credit card. It causes great tears. So we did not want to put the staff into a much more difficult place. So we wanted to put in some safeguards that can be reasonable for day-to-day activities while still acknowledging some of the challenges we feel are with the credit card spend. Thank you.
All right, call the roll.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed to
All
approve
right,
A,
next
B,
on
and
the
C.
agenda
I'm
is
still
discussion and
talking.
consider the,
I'm still talking, Mayor.
you said motion passed.
I was still talking.
Okay, go
when you
ahead.
started talking. And I'm just saying motion was approved to approve items A, B, and C. Thank you.
All right. Next, discussion and consideration to approve the sale of the village property located at 14900 Greenwood, Melly Fitness Center. All right, it's discussion. Any discussion?
I make a motion.
A motion to,
Okay, so we're discussing it.
it's a
You're
discussion.
saying- Okay, so, I am the one that placed this on the agenda. And the reason that I placed this on the agenda after having a meeting with, Casperic's office, Lauren, who is one of the account holders of ours. Everyone know that we are, strapped for cash. And the Village of Dolton has the Melanie Fitness Center that is not being occupied. We see it used for events and parties and everything else. There was a Dolton Police sign placed on it, but we do not have the funds to make it a Dolton Police Department. So I am asking that we move forward to try to see if we can put this property on the market.
All right, any discussion?
Okay, you go ahead.
I was just going to state that in the very beginning, maybe our first year here, I remember myself and Trustee Brown put on the agenda to sell it. And when we, Tammy Brown.
No problem.
For clarification, right? We asked that we move forward with an appraisal. So our goal for the last 3 years, as a community, we want to be able to put properties on the tax roll and actually benefit, because the more people that pay taxes in our community, the better. So we've been asking, and the time has come so that we can try to occur some of these expenses that they have been putting on the village. So that's the goal, to try to offset spending. Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
Yes, I'd like to speak on that. At this time, I really hate to give up Melanie, because that's a nice area, nice facility for us to hold on to it. I'd like us to have a little more discussion on what else could we possibly do with that. Is there some type of way we can save it instead of us going into the real estate business selling that? That's a nice piece of property. So if we can have some further discussion on that down the line.
So maybe we should propose that we'd have a CAL meeting, and then that way we can discuss it with the residents like we would normally supposed to do, so that we can involve the residents and have this discussion, because ultimately it is a discussion that we're all supposed to make. But as trustees, our goal is to look at finances and see how we can financially benefit. So at this moment, it's just costing us and costing us and costing us. Even that sign on it, that was about $50,000. We can't
sign.
continue to spend money when we're here today trying to make a transfer just so we can pay the bills. It's unfair, it's a lack of prioritizing, and it makes no sense. Right now, we are bleeding. This village is bleeding. If these residents knew the truth, they'd hit the roof. So with that being said, I'm up for the discussion, but I'm ultimately thinking that we should bring it in front of the residents and see how we can make it more cost affordable for the entire community.
Okay, as long as you open for that discussion. So we can sit down and talk.
I like it, Trustee
Okay,
Brown.
I just want to add.
Just so everybody knows, this is going to be 2 meetings tonight. This is the meeting before the meeting. So the trustees did a meeting before the meeting so they can get what they wanted to talk about. Then we're going to have the regular board meeting where Henyard is going to be able to talk about what she wants to talk about. So that's this part of the meeting. And right now they're trying to say, hey, we have this building that's costing us money. We can sell it, have somebody occupy, pay us taxes, and pay us for the building. So that's what they're trying to do right now. There's a lot going on. Nate, all is definitely well. All is definitely well. So right now, Tiffany Henyard, and one thing I find shocking is that her, I want to call him a concubine, but her advocate, Stan Brown, is voting along with the trustees, even though for things that she doesn't like. So there seems to be a little crack in the eggshell right there. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it continues to play out.
Add on to that. Not only, it's also a liability. If no one is aware, it's not actually a police station. People would actually go there thinking that it is a police station. So if I'm in a frenzy and someone is chasing me and I go there for the police station, well, guess what? It's not a police station. So there's also a great liability. In the meantime, as it's sitting there,
That's true.
The sign should be covered as well. So you don't give people that false narrative that it's a police station, and it's not a police station. Again, the bag is empty, y'all. We've been saying that forever. It's dried out. You got to bring some type of revenue into this village. The bag is empty. So we got to try to bring some type of funding. If it could be sold, if it could be salvaged, what could we bring there? And again, I agree with Trustee Norwood. Have a meeting, see what the residents want to do. Again, this is our community. It's not my community, it's our community. So we need to get residents involved as well as this board. Thank you.
Okay, so as relates to Melanie Fitness, I still believe it should be a police station. Our goal is to turn it into that. The board see fit if they would like to sell the property. I still think the people should have a say so on that. I know when we did put the sign up, a lot of residents was happy that the police station was closer on Sibley and then that they can get the calls a lot faster. So my goal is still to do that. And what people not telling you is it is in a TIF district. That's where that police station sits at. And then also when they purchased the sign, Chief Lacy, what account did it come out of? Because when they tell you stuff, they'll tell you where money come from, what account, or how they was able to afford a sign and turn it into a police station. It's different accounts. It did not come out to the general fund or nothing like that. But they have to educate you before they just send you off and tell you something to make it sound as though it's bad. And then before you start, Chief Lacy, another thing, we could have been using that area for the longest. I've tried several times to put it on the agenda to allow them to fix the pool so that now the community could utilize it because it's been sitting there and we pay for it just to sit there. And we could have been giving swimming lessons to all the people in the community. But these are the things that I fight for, that I would like to see within Dolton, not just get up here and say, hey, today I just want to sell melodies. Why? It's been sitting there for 3.5 years. So why now you just want to sell melodies? Every time we come up with a plan, it's always somebody, excuse me guys, if you could, for 1 minute. You got to hear both sides. So please, for 1 second. So,
All right, calm down.
so
Thank
what
you.
I'm saying to you guys is that we would like to see a police station there. We have 2 fire departments, 2 stations. So now we would like to do the same as relates to one is right here Park and the other was off of Sibley. That's what we would like to do with the property. The board has to learn how to come and speak to that as relates to what we can do it together, because that was the plan all along. Now, if you could tell them how we pay for the sign.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The sign was paid for out of asset forfeiture. We have a state and a federal. It was recently brought to one of my commander's attention that said that our asset forfeiture was dried up. Our asset forfeiture is not dried up. We still utilize our asset forfeiture and money is still being put into asset forfeiture. That being said, that's what that money was used for that. I also learned that there is an attempt.
Well, hold on. Think about that. They have all this money in asset forfeiture. And instead of taking that $50,000 and doing something for the community, right? They went and made one sign for 50 grand. That is not the way you use money, right? That's ridiculous. And they're trying to say, oh, it didn't come out of tax dollars. It came out of forfeitures. Well, okay, but that doesn't mean that was the right way to spend it. That was a very dumb way to spend 50 grand on a sign for a police station that doesn't even exist. It's not even a police station. It's madness. It's madness.
District to where, guess what, it can be paid for. It's strategically, that would be a perfect location for it because our police station we have right now, we're pouring a lot of money into it. We need a new location. We already did the blueprints from a licensed firm to where they went in, mapped everything out. It can be shown to you if you FOIA it or if the trustees want to see it. But to let that building go other than what it should be used for, then I think it'll be a big mistake. I think the residents of Dolton deserve the south side along with the west side and east side of Dolton deserves that location as far as police officers. We would have had it up by now, but again, this is what we're going through as far as trying to get it done.
They paid $50K for a sign. This is why government doesn't work. $50K for a sign?
That information that was given said that it wasn't able to become a police station. Yes, you have companies that do come out.
And it's even worse because it wasn't even able to become a police station. So they paid $50K for a sign that says it's a police station and then find out it's not able to become a police station. They just threw $50K away and like, oh, well, it didn't come from this. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this. Maybe I'm just thinking too irrational. But to me, that's like, well, that's even a worse indictment. You paid $50K for a sign for a police station that can't even exist.
And transform buildings into police stations that have been used for something else.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And then as it relates to the signage, what we did in the past is we put blockage up so people couldn't enter the lot, so people weren't confused about is the police station open, is it closed, and then also the light. We did cut it off. Someone did turn it back on. So those are things that we did do when people was thinking that it was an actual police station, just to clear up some of the noise. People just throw things out and no one tells you 1 second. And no one tells you what's going on in the community. So I like to try to give you facts versus fiction because half the time people just give you fake stories and never give you truth to it so that now you have something to go with it. So that's what we're here to do today. All right.
Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, since I put it on the agenda and I would love for the deputy chief with all these analysis that y'all did, if it's been 3 years, why it's not a police station? How much will it cost to turn it over to a police station? Then you stated that you wanted it to be a community center for a pool. You sat here several times and said it'll be
That's
free
true.
pool for the community. It's not making no money. Y'all have spent all the money and we have to sell it, whether it's in a TIP district or not, just so it can go back on the tax roll is what we need. Right now, as Trustee Norwood said, and speaking to the accounting department, we are in a financial disaster. Right now, on the agenda that she has, we are transferring money from the TIP money just to make out for bills that need to be paid. So when we go back, what's facts, what's fiction, I ain't never known a person that always had all the facts and everybody else is wrong. But at the end of the day, we have to be realistic. Realistic is there's no more money. Anything we can sell, we need to sell it. If you want to get outside.
All right. I'm stopping it right here for a second. Something happened that we don't know about. Because number one, this is going a little easier than I thought it was going. And number two, listen to what they're talking about. We are in a financial disaster. They've seen something that they don't want everybody else to see. Just like remember earlier she said if the residents knew, they'd be through the roof. Something has happened where they've seen the books. And I think it's so bad that even the trustees are like, we can't tell these people how bad it is because it would be crazy. So right now they're talking about it. Like, listen to what Belcher's saying. She's talking about it, but she's not saying it. She's not saying it. But they've seen something that's got them shook. It's got them really, really shook. And that's why Stan Brown, he's not even talking about the bills no more. Remember, he's the one that's reading the bills every week. He's not talking about something that shook them. And right now, even though there's a little fight, people feel like there's some trouble, right? So let's listen to what she's been saying, but something's happened. There's something behind the scenes that's happened that we haven't heard about, but they shook. They shook.
Sad, we'll sell you too. But right now, right now, you don't tell me what's out of order and what's not in order. We're not doing that today. You are out of order. So right now, anything that we have asset on and that we can touch that's owned by the village needs to be sold. All right. So with the go ahead.
Listen to what they're saying. They need to sell everything.
You came over to the police department to find out facts.
Well, go ahead.
If I may, without going back and forth. I apologize if you think I am. However, you came to find out facts. Right after that, you put something out saying, and it was told to my commander that our asset forfeiture was dried up. Now, if you made the statement, then
I did, because I asked you how much is in it, and I talked to the accountant.
Hold on, let them finish.
Yeah. Also, you probably talked to the account trustee, but the accountant didn't give you what was in that account. And the reason why is because that's money that nobody can touch, just the police department for police incidents. What I'm saying is, trustee, I get it, I understand it about everything that's going on, but right now, strategically, like I said, that would be a perfect location. If you guys are going to talk about it, great.
But if your accountant's saying there's no money in the account, they should know there's money in the account. And so what happened to the money? We spent $50 grand on the sign for the police station that doesn't exist. This police chief, he needs to shut up. What the hell is he talking about? Really? What the hell is he talking about?
Talk about it instead of shutting it down right now. But we need another police station in another location in Dolton, so that way the citizens can be serviced. That's all I'm saying.
Thank
They're
you for
talking
your
about
comment.
selling government
so-
property to pay bills.
Yes, it could be a community center and a police department.
That's what
So
they're talking
our
about.
plan for that building was to allow residents to utilize the pool for free and then have a police station on the other side. The plans that they drew up as it relates to the company that came out and showed us what it can possibly be was it divided a line between police station and the pool. That way community can still have it as a community center to allow kids to learn how to swim. That was the whole plan for it. Still is the plan for the building, regardless of people saying something needs to be sold. We have to learn how to come together and figure a way how to keep things like that in our community. I know that Mayor Shaw built that for his daughter. So when he built that building, it was in a community forever. So when we try to get away different things, we should kind of take a step back and say, hey, we probably can make haste with this and make sure that it works for our kids, because our kids is everything. But yet we have to give them the opportunity to be able to learn how to swim, be able to learn how to do different things that they go to another community to do. Because just like other people, all our kids go in another community, give them our tax dollars, and then basically they are winning and we're not. but yet we sell everything to somebody else. Then we get upset with what somebody brings to our community and build. We have to start investing in self as relates to our village first. Self. We have to do that, guys. And all I'm trying to do is just show you guys a different way instead of just saying, hey, I just want to get rid of it. It's another way to do everything. But we have to put our heads together and come up with the best way for the community.
What is she
All right,
talking
I'm
about?
done with it. Next.
Excuse me,
There's
before
no
since we
money.
are still in discussion, could you
Yes.
all get us the numbers? I know you all keep saying what the people told you all regarding the build out. No one discussed that with us, right? So if you could give us the information in regards to the amount, the cost for the pool and the entire total, because I keep saying pieces and pieces, a deposit for 50,000 for the pool, then it's 34,000 on there. Can you come up with a total number? For the pool,
50,000 for
and
a
then
sign.
an entire number for the amount of reconstruction to transform the fitness center into a police station?
This makes no sense. $30,000 for the pool, but 50 grand for the sign? Are these numbers am I hearing any of this right? None of these numbers make sense. None of these freaking numbers make sense. I'm sorry I'm pausing it so many times because it's just I gotta put myself on screen. Does any of this stuff make sense? 30 grand to make the pool good, but then you spend 50 grand on the sign. You could have taken that 50 grand, spent it for the pool, and got a $5,000 sign. I don't get it. How are these people spending this money? None of this makes any sense. None of this makes any sense. I don't know. It might just be me. It might just be me. I don't get any of this. If it only cost 30 grand for the pool, why didn't you take that? Why spend? All right, I don't get it.
Because when I was a member there just a few years ago, I can't picture how we were knock all of those lockers down on that side and we do all that. So if you could just give us an amount, I think that would help with our discussion.
Yeah. So, we don't have a problem with giving you an amount, but this is why sometimes people have to follow the leader. Because sometimes the leader is the visionary. It is what it is. It is what it is. The leader is a visionary. Sometimes people can't.
Yeah, we got to clip that. She just said sometimes that's where you got to follow the leader. Follow the leader. Yeah.
See down the tunnel. So sometimes this is why people follow people. So I'm just throwing that out there because everybody got an opinion. You just said, I can't see
Thank you, man.
how it would look. So all I can do is just try to tell you what the vision would possibly be. And then as it relates to the pools, we put the pool on there every single board meeting, guys. If you go back and watch the tapes, on every single board meeting, it tells you the amount of the pool. And you guys take it out and never pay to fix the pool. The pool would have been up and running by now. It's been hot as ever outside. The kids would have loved to just cool off and have something to do. And then also learn how to swim. I don't know why I keep telling y'all that. You know, the number one thing that we don't know how to do is swim. So what we have to do is teach our kids how to swim.
You spent 50 grand on the sign.
Okay, guys, this is between us. Y'all have to come down. You're here to listen to what we have to say. Oh, I know how to swim, know that. So that's why I keep pushing it, because my parents put me in swimming lessons. So I want our kids to have the same things that I had growing up in this community. Because for those that don't know, it was an in-ground swimming pool here in the village of Dolton. For those that don't know the history, learn the history, and you understand why I keep fighting for certain things, which is a pool for the kids. But everybody don't got the same dreams as I have as it relates to the vision for the village of Dolton. So moving on, because we got several other things to go on. Is that it? Did anybody want to make a motion, or was just your discussion?
It was for discussion, but if we can make a motion to move this to the committee of the whole meeting and actually have a committee of the whole meeting so we can go into further discussion.
Okay. And did you want to bundle up the second one with that, or what?
Yes, I can bundle up E.
All right. So
which
Shell's
is
motion is that second?
D and E.
The motion is second. Colorado.
Yeah, do you need it?
Yes. Are we bundling D and E before
Yes,
we take a motion?
D and E.
Okay. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion approved to bundle items D and E.
All right. Next on the agenda is discussion and approval of sale of unapproved purchases.
Okay. So once again,
Unapproved
after
purchases.
speaking with the accounting person and going over the financial status of the village.
That's what happened. That's what happened. Now we know. Now we know. They spoke to the accountant. Now the accountant can't sit there and lie to you, because the accountant got general accounting principles. They got all that, right? They spoke to the accountant, and the accountant was like, yo, this is the real deal. This is what's going on. And that's what got them freaked out like they are now. Now we know. I told you something had to happen, because I'm like, this don't make no sense here. Why they kind of all freaking out. We got to sell stuff. We got to do this. Now she's taking their agenda items. She's, things. They got a real picture of how disastrous this situation is. And I think that is pepped everybody up to like, we got to figure this out. That's why Stan Brown isn't so pro Henyard now, because he may be thinking like, yo, there may be a little something here that we got to be worried about. So yeah, something's up here.
In 2021, October of 2021, the board approved a fleet for cars through Enterprise. We learned of other vehicles, 3 Tahoes, and I believe the Ford Expedition through First Governmental Leasing. I am
hear ya.
suggesting for discussion because right now, looking at the warrant list and the leases, we spend roughly, it started in 2022, December 2022, all of 2023, and we're in the middle of 2024. We've spent almost $250 some odd $1,000 on these vehicles. If we keep the lease for the 5 years, which is 60 months, we will be spending $718,000. That's with the cost of and interest. We cannot afford that. So I'm asking that we look into the legal ramification of returning the vehicles because most of them were signed without proper authority anyway. So my discussion is to place this for a committee of the whole to move forward and looking to see how we can return those 3 Chevy Tahoes and 1 Expedition.
So 4 cars are going to cost them almost that's as much as a house, $750,000. 4 cars. Now remember, we looked up, there was a video I did about this. The vehicle, if you bought it brand new, was $77,000. So $77,000, matter of fact, we'll call it $100,000, make the numbers easy. So if you bought them all 4 outright, top of the line, that only cost you $400,000. They leased them. That means they don't even own them. So in 4 years, they'll pay $700,000. Like something like 10 times the cost. That's crazy. And on top of that, the mayor bought them by herself. She didn't even get approval for them. So that's a crazy number. And so they're like, we got to return those vehicles. That's insane.
We can definitely discuss it because I don't have any information as it relates to what you're stating. Because you throw a lot of things up here that don't be true.
It's simple,
So wait a minute,
baby.
hold
All
on,
you have to do
hold
is
on.
multiply.
That's your problem. You like to talk when others talking. Let me get it out. I was quiet while you said everything you want to say. Now let me get mine out. You say things up here that's not true all the time, trustee, and that's not fair to the department heads, the residents, or myself. So I would like to get clarity of it, and this is why I told Trustee House that you guys should put a synopsis together, and you guys should tell us what it is that you're looking for. So when we come to a meeting, everyone's prepared, everyone has documentation, and everyone can answer the questions for you. But you guys come to a meeting, you just throw something up here, and then you just think people should know the answer, and they don't even have whatever you're talking about in front of you. We talked about this at the last board meeting. So I'm asking the same thing once again, because other than that, it's just gonna be a back and forth. We put on a show, all the cameras in the back, and nothing gets accomplished. So I'm asking you guys that if it's something you're looking for, because I don't have this, and I don't even know what you're talking about, to even respond to you, to say, hey, this is the lease, this is what happened with the lease. I couldn't respond because I don't have that in my possession. So I'm fine with putting it on the next meeting to discuss it further once we get more clarity to what it is you're looking for.
Okay, thank you so much. I just would like to say for clarity, since you said that I give a lot of false information, it's simple math. I know how much $149,000 times 5, it's simple math. So that's fine. I'm fine. I just want to make sure that we do approve it to go to discussion because those are things that we need to move forward and return.
Right. And just for everybody, are crystal clear. Y'all know we have a ton of vehicles as it relates to police department, fire department. Y'all know that. So it amazes me how you come and y'all do clickbait and point out some things and say, hey, I want to return this, I want to return that. And there's several different things that happen in this village. But
The
that's why I
brand new
said
cars that
you
you're
have to get
rolling
clarity
around in.
before y'all put something on the agenda so that we're not going back and forth just to kick the can down the road to say, hey, we're going to talk about this at another meeting. So what was the point of putting it on here? We still got to talk about it later. We still didn't discuss anything because there was nothing given. All I'm saying to you guys is I don't like to waste time. We come to a meeting and we waste time to get accomplished because it's just something on the agenda and you still didn't get your answer and we still just went back and forth for nothing. That is my point. Synopsis, please. Thank you. Moving forward. Okay. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Has been motion second. Colorado.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right. Next on the agenda is discussion of current fines.
So I add this on agenda and I guess we'll make a motion so that we can add this to transfer this to the committee of the whole also. The discussion is the fines. So we have an ordinance number 23-009 where on August the 7th, 2023, you proposed that we raise some of the fines in the village. And one of them was the grass fee. So I remember this clear as yesterday. You told us that that there were a lot of abandoned properties in the village and that the banks weren't doing the maintenance on it. And then Trustee Stan Brown, he seconded that it was becoming a problem, so that we should do something like increase the fine so that we could make or so that the banks can have more of an incentive to make sure that the grass was cut. And I was totally for that in terms of the banks. But what we weren't told is that the $500 fee is for everyone. So I have landlords that's calling me stating that their tenants are being presented with $500 fines. So for a lack of grass cutting. And that wasn't what I personally agreed to. I thought that the plan was to ticket to go up in fees for the banks only. So now that we have tenants or landlords calling, I'd like to take this to the committee of the whole so that we can have discussion, so that we can make some changes and discuss it with the residents in regards to who these fines, let's specify the difference between the banks and the landlords and the homeowners in regards to the fines.
Okay, well, I pray that we're not doing that. I pray that it's definitely going to the bank. So we will look into that. And this goes back to what I was just saying. We put stuff on the agenda. We can't give you answers currently because
$500 fine for not cutting your grass. That's insane.
no one knows what you're looking for. You just put village fines. That could be anything from a ticket to garage address missing, but no one was specific in what it is that they're looking for. So we just need you guys to let the department heads know what you're looking for. So when we come to a meeting, we're better equipped, and we got to kick the can down the road again to have another meeting that we should have got resolved today if people would have told us what they're looking for. So I'm definitely fine with going over this and clearing it up. But also you guys have to take responsibility for not paying vendors their money for the high grass. The high grass is scattered through our community. Y'all know we have over 400 vacancies, and y'all know that Public Works cannot cut all the vacant properties. And you guys have to work better at coming up with a plan, because right now we don't have it as it relates to from you. You guys come here, you dictate and tell us what you guys want us to do, but there's no plan in place from the board that wants to tell us how to run the day-to-day, which I keep telling y'all, y'all legislate, y'all do not govern the day-to-day operation. But I just wish you guys would pay people their money so that they can come out and cut the high grass.
Thank you, Mayor, for that. So it's just, and this is just for the record at this point, this is for the residents. I find it interesting that she continues to act as if she does not know what we're referring to. When we talked about the leases, I wasn't going to say anything, but you signed them. So if you signed the leases, how are you unaware of the leases in which we are referring to? It's the smoke and the mirrors. I sit here and I said, you know what, Lord, I was going to let it go. But you were the one who brought it to us to increase the fines. So if we had a cow meeting, and this is for the residents, right? Because she keeps saying, oh, the trustees this, the trustees that. Let's, just so you all know, there's a thing called checks and balances. That's why we're all up here, right? So we really shouldn't even have to go back and forth with who knows what. The goal is for you to run it past the board, which is us here, to tell us what you're doing, and then us approve it. What you've been doing is you do everything on your own, and then when we revert it back and say, hey, no, you weren't supposed to do that, you sit here and say, oh, I don't know what you all are referring to. I mean, I have to get back to you on that. Let's stop doing that. Let's have the meeting. Again, I would like to set it forth so that we can have cow meetings. Let's go back to having 2 meetings per month like we're supposed to in our ordinance, and that'll prevent a lot of this you acting as if you don't know. Because if we all have this conversation with the residents, they'll know, we'll know, and you'll know. This is a team effort. It's Team Dolton, not a one-man band. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, so what I truly believe, trustee, is that you in particular want to decrease the fines because you got tickets on your house for the high grass. Your bush is gonna cut, your grass gonna service, right? So you remind me of Trustee Valerie Stubbs that put in an ordinance because she didn't want to pay fines on her rental property. So it's the same thing. You guys only pick and choose things that's beneficial to you guys that affect you. But you were talking about this a month ago. You were talking, please, you're gonna be removed. You're gonna be removed. You cannot just talk over. You will be removed. And again, Valerie Stubbs, ex-trustee right there, her. She do things for self. So back to what I'm saying. You have to do better. You have to do better than what you're doing. Okay, you out of order. You need to remove her. Remove her. Remove her. Y'all cannot be that out of order. Like, come on now.
We haven't heard clear the room.
Come
Clear
on.
the room.
Even if you don't like somebody, you can't be that out of order. You have to remove her. Please leave. Please leave. Please leave. Please leave. Please leave.
No,
You just too out of order. Please leave.
They've killed our drinking game.
You out of order. Goodbye. You are out of order. Goodbye. You are out of order.
I don't know who these two white
You
guys
out of
are
order.
next to her. They must be her new attorneys or somebody. Well, they're sitting Keith Freeman's
Okay,
seat,
goodbye.
maybe they might be running the day-to-day from
Valerie
now on.
Stubbs.
Or maybe they might be the accountant.
You need to exit. Valerie Stubbs, you need to exit. Valerie Stubbs, you need to exit.
Can we continue the meeting? Why is this even an issue?
Come on. Come on. I don't know why y'all do this here in Dolton. Any other village meeting, they remove people out. They go. You cannot be that disrespectful. You cannot. We will not take disrespect.
Here it is. It's a clear the
Come
room.
on. Come on.
Okay, if she does not exit, then the meeting
Okay,
will
guys.
close. If you do not exit, then the meeting will close.
You don't know that. The meeting ain't got to be over, so you cannot shut down the meeting.
Ma'am.
Yeah, they had told the police chief threatened to shut down the meeting. They had to
Trustee.
pull him back.
Stop.
You shouldn't
Stop.
have did that.
Stop.
You shouldn't have did that.
Yeah,
You
please
shouldn't have
stop.
did that. We can continue with the meeting.
All right,
Yeah,
Valerie
we can-
Stubbs, you can go.
We can continue with the
No,
meeting.
because y'all disrespect y'all think it's okay to continue. Did I call you? What you just said? What you just say? What you just say? That was out of order. That was out of order.
You called her name. That was out of
I didn't
order.
call her out her name. I did not.
That's true.
You shouldn't have
Full
said her
order
name
by
at
him
all.
name.
It's Stubbs.
You should have
Okay,
said her
it's
name.
time to go. It's time to
Keep
go.
going on with the meeting.
It's time to exit.
The meeting will be shut down.
The meeting is not
We
going to
can
be shut
order,
down.
then people will be able to come back in. If
All she
does
got to
not
do is
leave,
exit.
if she does not
The fact
leave,
that they keep
the
wanting to
meeting
shut
will
down
not
these
continue.
meetings. All she got to do is exit.
He on the chopping block, you know. He does not have the authority to shut down the meeting.
The police chief about he's shutting down the meeting. They're like, no, you're not. But she did call. So Valerie Stubbs is Tiffany's
Okay,
like
goodbye,
arch
goodbye,
enemy.
goodbye.
So Henyard
can
just
exit.
called her out. So now
You can exit.
she's yelling from the crowd.
Y'all some kids. This is crazy.
Don't worry, they'll put a $50,000 sign by our house.
Yep.
Yeah, why is she yelling? It's like, all right, it's time to leave now. All right, she said your name. We get it. You upset, but now all this hollering forever is keeping us all hostage here while she gets her emotional. She's in her feelings. They ain't helping. All right, here we go. Let me see. Fast forward this. Hopefully we can. Let's go live.
She gone. Can we move forward?
All right, finally she gone. All
She
right.
gone.
Okay.
Wow, that took some time.
What's next on the agenda?
Right, exactly.
Okay, clerk.
We was talking about
Clerk.
the fine.
So we left off at
We on discussion still.
the fine.
We on discussion
Okay.
still.
No, this young lady has to get up.
No, I'm still in discussion.
So we motion to call the roll already?
No, we still discussing on the
Yeah.
on the fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
I
So
want
he
to speak
said,
on that.
so the clerk just made clarity. She said that you,
I'm not
motion was
finished with
second.
the, no.
I know, let me just get it out. What she just told me. She said, you said nobody.
Nobody
somebody
said
motion.
No, we still discussing.
Okay, I know what I'm talking
All right,
about.
go ahead.
Tiffany wanted to get the last
Okay.
word
I
on that.
want to
That's
touch
why.
bases on that.
Hold on 1 second, Trustee Brown, before you finish. I was in the midst of referring to something. She and I were kind of having.
You
think so, Hugh?
Please, ladies and gentlemen, can we get this meeting because we behind.
Go ahead.
We lost out from the last meeting. We still. have a
Trustee,
lot of
unfortunately,
items.
until this young lady gets up, the meeting can't.
I don't know.
All right, didn't the young lady just leave?
No, there's a second young lady that needs to leave.
Now y'all going out of control. This,
Okay, so while they're doing that, you want to, let's continue with the meeting. You want to what? What they?
Ladies and gentlemen, could we please come to a happy medium so we can we have about 10 more items.
Right. Tell them to come back here.
Please.
yeah, please tell them to leave.
Yeah, why these people acting a fool?
Right.
The fact that these two keep inciting stuff is crazy.
That's exactly what they
They're
doing.
doing exciting stuff.
Jason, sit
Crazy.
down. We need to continue on. Mayor, can you please order them to?
No, if y'all want to go over y'all stuff, y'all can. We could keep going. While they
Let's
have
keep
something to
going.
do.
Okay, well, let's keep
So,
going.
go
It's just
ahead.
a matter of
Let's
they
keep
can't
going. What you
allow.
got?
But we can keep going. They're loud.
No, but what you got?
Okay, because it's kind of.
Okay, if you don't got enough, we're gonna move
No,
on.
we not. We're gonna wait until it's
Y'all,
quiet because you could call the
It's
chief back or
not.
something
It's
and see what's
not.
going
So
on.
do you want to sit here or you want to move on?
We're gonna wait until
It's not. They
when I
gonna
have
be there
everyone's
second.
attention.
So we're gonna sit here until they.
Well, we
done.
just want to sit here because.
But you can go ahead.
Trustee,
If you have questions.
Trustee, all it
Stop.
takes is for young lady to get up and leave. That's all it takes.
Okay,
and then we
so
can
you can go.
continue.
Sit here.
Yes.
What was the?
I don't know.
But is she quiet now?
Yeah, she is. And the mayor needs to tell him to bring his ass back here so we can.
It's all
continue.
come from her saying this lady name. Could have just not said her name.
This is ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. Next week we save this town.
We definitely not stopping this meeting.
All right, so while they're in whatever going on there, now we understand why things are going the way they're going. Why they're talking about why they got another 10 items on the agenda. They spoke to the accountants. The accountants told them what's really going on, and that's why they're talking about cutting off the credit card, doing all this other craziness.
Okay, it
to
seems as
stop
though
the
the young
mayor.
lady has calmed down and everything seemed to be in
So
check.
that's why, and that's
Yes.
why Stan
So-
Brown,
Right.
So
with
please,
Pro
can we
Henyard,
resume?
That's what I
is
was
there
thinking.
talking about he needs is also seemingly on the side of the trustees.
Trustee Norwood, can we skip to M?
Hold on 1 second. So let me finish real quick. Trustee Belcher, we might as well sit until we have everybody's attention because. Okay, she's gone. Okay.
They ain't getting paid. Don't worry about it, Dan. They ain't getting paid.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So, as I was saying, we were talking about the fees and the fines, and I know that you were making a comment, and I just think that it's funny how you find the need to deflect. Because if my grass was as tall as the Sears Tower, it still wouldn't compensate for the amount of money that you're wasting on taxpayers' dollars. So it still would not add up to the millions of dollars that you spending on first-class flights, the millions of dollars that you spending on parties, the $1 million you spending on rent cars that you don't remember renting. So with that being said, let's move this to the committee of the whole, and hopefully we can talk about this with the residents so that we could discuss fines so that this administration won't keep increasing your fines because she just won't stop spending.
Shots fired. It's about to get hot real quick, real fast. Shots fired. Here we go.
And she won't prioritize the spending, so she'll just continue to spend the money and then increase the fines to make you guys pay for it. So in order to stop that, we'll have a discussion as a family with the residents. And thank you guys.
$500 for not cutting your grass.
All right,
is pretty
guys. So
steep.
we're gonna move
It's a little
forward,
steep.
Are you
but
guys
just
voting on this?
they want to send it to committee.
The
Oh,
committee
it's
as a
just
whole.
going to committee of the whole. Thank you.
So we're gonna move forward, and for the record, people that say things
For the
about
record.
me, I want you to prove it because, like I said, facts versus fiction. Y'all say parties, and I do nothing but unity and gatherings here in the community. When they do it, they say the party. They do the same thing I do, right? But when I do it, y'all claim it's a party. I'll say first class flights. Please show me here in the village of Dolton where I did a first class flight. I want you to show me that receipt, please, and thank you. So, for the record, I
You
just
will
want
say you
people
don't
to say
remember
they
that
mix
either.
up the two body of governments that I'm over. They mix them up. We talking about
You
Dolton.
mix
We talking
them
about-
up, too.
Hold on, we're not talking to you. When it comes to the village of Dolton, please show me the stuff that y'all put up at the meeting for clickbait and got no truth to what you're saying, no facts to what you're saying, but y'all say it and throw it in the air. That's not right. And that's why I tell you, residents,
Give up the
stay
credit
woke.
card
Because they will sit here and sing you off and just say anything, as most of the trustees do. They just talk with no facts. All right, moving on. Call the roll.
Okay, that's a discussion on the fine.
Right, she just said she want to move it to committee of the whole.
Okay.
So call the roll to move it to committee of the whole.
Voting to move that to, did you motion it? Anyone, no one
She
motioned or
did.
second?
Yeah, she did. It was motion. and
Did you
second.
motion?
I'll
Did you move second? You did, thank you. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, next is discussion of animal control program and use of animal control vehicle.
Yeah, so I added this to the agenda because this is another item that I would like to go to the committee of the whole. A senior called me a few weeks ago asking, stating that she had a pit bull in her backyard. And I did call you, you didn't answer, but I was calling to see if we had animal control. I know that one board meeting, you presented it to us and we voted to pay about $50,000 for an animal control car. And once upon a time, I used to see people driving the animal control car, and we used to have animal control at one point, and then it vanished. But nothing was ever told to the board regarding what's exactly going on with the vehicle and the services. So I would like to have this discussion with the community so that we can get some answers and figure out if we have animal control, and if not, what we have to do to start it back up.
So you know we do have animal control. You know that if you call, we will come and we will remove the animal. Prime example, you had an animal on your block that was loose. It was a pit. You went on Facebook or some social media to my, hey guys, it's a pit loose. Watch yourself instead of calling the village of Dolton. The resident then called us, the village of Dolton, like they should have, like you should have. And we showed up and showed out and removed the pit bull. And guess what we found? A abandoned house that had what? A prostitution ring, 3 vacant cars. I forget what the cars were. Hellcats. What was that?
Stolen.
Stolen.
The
what?
high performance cars are
Three
stolen.
of them at the next door to where trustee Norwood lives. So all these things do happen, but when you guys call us, we do show up and we do our job. But people get up here, like I said, things clickbait, everything's about campaigning. We do show up and we remove the animals. Just the other day, we had 2 big dogs loose off of MLK, was it? And they showed up and took care of that as well and cited the owner because it was 2, what you call it?
Bullmasters.
2 of them, big. So we handle it all the time. Just because y'all don't see it, because y'all never around, don't mean that we're not taking care of the business of the community. We always boots on the ground all the time. So we wouldn't have all these things to announce to the public if we wasn't out here doing our job. Like y'all saying that we don't do anything with the truck or we don't pick up the animals. We do all the time. So I just want to clear that up for all those little lies that's just out there about the animal control.
Madam Mayor, may I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Trustee Norwood, the reason the truck is still out there. However, what we're doing right now, what I'm doing right now is working with Cook County to train our people on handling those dogs. We do have some that are trained on it, but not as many as we need. So that's what's going on right now. They're being trained by Cook County.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I got 2 questions. First off, when was the last time the vehicle was used?
The vehicle was used probably about maybe a week ago. I know-
Okay. Somebody in the audience call the police department and see if they got animal control.
Girl, why don't you tell them to call the police department?
Because let me explain why I said that, Mayor, because I'm talking and I got the floor right now. Last week, there was some animals out. They called the police department and the police department said, we don't have animal control anymore.
Boom!
So I don't understand why these people lie so much when it is 21,000 people in Dawson and mysteriously a week ago it was used, but the other day he want to transfer it to a transport car, whatever it is. And I just don't understand it. If it's not working and functioning department, say it's not a working, functioning department. But what
Busted.
y'all sitting here lying to these people?
Busted.
It makes no sense.
Okay,
It
if
makes
I
no
can,
sense that she sits here and lie like that. I just can't stand
Trustee,
it.
if
I
I
just let her
can,
talk now.
So-
So she lies so much. So she want to say somebody else lying.
Watch
But
this.
girl,
You
you
did that lie talking about you live at your mama house and you
Hold
make
on,
$300,000. Who the biggest liar?
we got proof to show that we picking up dogs. But we
Okay,
lying.
show us.
Stop it, Trustee. Please stop.
Talking about somebody lying.
You always lying.
Okay, you lying about you live in Dolton. You know you don't.
You don't live in Dolton. Get it
Girl,
right.
God.
Get it right.
trustee, Norwood,
Okay, so, and why I asked, I mean, you know, it does get frustrating when you all
quiet,
sit
please.
here and tell these stories, and I guess that's the frustrating part. And I put this on the agenda because, of course, common sense. Before I would call this lady, I would call the animal control, right? So I did, and that's when I was informed that we no longer have animal control. Then I did a little digging, and I seen an article that stated that the administration didn't properly go about things the right way with the animals, and someone was doing something with the animals, and the state cut us off from having animal control. So none of this information was shared with anyone from the board. So that's why I asked, and I was thinking that in the event that the state has us barred from doing animal control for a while, I wanted to know because I was just thinking we paid $50,000 for the truck. So I just wanted to know what was the next plan for the truck in the event that we were no longer allowed to do animal control. So I'll vote to motion this to take it to the CAL meeting, and I'll bring all the evidence that I have at the meeting, and then we'll discuss it. But last time I called several times. The senior who called me, she called animal control several times, and they stated that we don't have it in the village at all. So that's why I put it
All
on the
right.
agenda.
Well, so they good. They probably got all that recorded too.
Call her up, please.
Who second, please? I
They
didn't hear
set Tiffany
second.
up.
Jason did.
Thank you, Jason. Trustee Belcher. Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, next on the agenda is discussion and
Sarah,
approval
you're
of
funny.
resolution. The Village of Dolton approving the reimbursement of administrative expenses from the TIF District Number 2. Is there a motion?
Mayor, if I may, I would like to bundle I through M. I will read a description of each one of them, so that way we know what we're talking about, and then the discussion, I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of,
All right, so
points.
that's a motion. to
Uh,
bundle?
yeah, my motion is to bundle I, J, K, L, and M.
Oh, and F.
And M like Mary.
Okay,
Hi, Mary.
but you want to do M, you can't bundle
through
because
M.
that's closed session. That's gonna close session.
That's personnel.
Okay,
deal.
I through
Oh,
L.
you mean,
I'll do I through L, yes.
all right, is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion second, call the roll?
But I'm not sure if anybody had discussion, Mayor.
We gotta
I
call
did.
it. This the bundle,
Oh,
this the bundle and
Thank you.
approval second.
Thank you.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, is there a motion to approve I through L?
So, I'll make the motion.
Is there a
Second.
second? Is there a motion and second? Any discussion?
Dogs are loose. Holmes is still
All
right now.
right, because then I want to get a floor to Pete after that, whoever's going first.
All right, here we go.
So I, which is that we are transferring administrative expenses from the TIF district to the general fund. When I just stated in previous conversations, we are at a point where we're transferring money from a restricted account to the general fund to make payments, to pay retro pay, things that in a functioning budget was already allocated for. What is more concerning, and I'm going to say this because I've said it at other meetings, is that this money that we are transferring, which adds up to a little bit over $1 million, they're stating are from administrative fees that have not been collected since 2005? My question, and I don't know because this is my first term, that if we have a CPA that we pay $45,000 or $60,000 per month, when did y'all just realize that y'all haven't been collecting these fees? Then it seems more strange that we're at the point that we have absolutely no money, that all of a sudden we haven't been collecting administrative fees. Let's go back to 2005. Oh my God, 36,000, 79,000, which totals the retro pay that we need to pay for the sergeants, lieutenants, and sergeants, the public works balance that we need to pay. All of this was included in the budget that we approved when they said retro was included. And then we have insurance that needs to be paid. So when we had all these 3 years of meeting, I bring back the bag. I bring back the grants. Ask the accountant, has any grants been deposited? Absolutely not. Why haven't any grants been deposited? Let me rephrase this because I don't want nobody to say I'm lying. Grants that require audits, $6.8 million that we have not received, but we have spent $6.7 million spending the money before we get it. Now we're forced to sit here and take money out of an account that we really shouldn't be taking money out of because we at that rainy day part where we're barely gonna see if we can make payroll through the end of September. So while everybody's sitting up here talking about we've been lying.
Yo, I don't think you guys understand how insane that last statement was. Like, really think about it. They don't know if they can make payroll by the end of next month. That's insane. So they have to go into their restricted funds just to make payroll to September. They really don't have any money. This is like crazy stuff. A town, they're essentially going bankrupt. They will be bankrupt in 2 months.
They lying. I ain't took no first class flight. It's a warrant list to have. We didn't pay for the township conference. Why the hell is we paying for the township conference? That's because they swipe their card so much they be forgetting what, are they working for the township or are they working for the village of Dolton? Nevertheless, I'm voting because I know that it needs to be paid. My personal thought is they wouldn't get shit. But I have to do what's right for the community. And I have to do what's right for the people that go out and serve us every day. So yes, I am gonna vote for it, but I want everybody to know that the mismanagement of this administration is beyond absurd.
Wow.
I mean, beyond absurd. If anybody ran their house the way this village is being ran, y'all need to lock them up.
That's what we're waiting for the FBI.
All right, next.
We were still in
Pete.
discussion.
Okay, hold on. I want to
Yeah,
go
still in
to Pete
discussion.
first. Chief Pete, about the contract, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Again, before you today is the renewal for Bud's ambulance. The contract is a 3-year contract. It's pretty self-explanatory where the monthly payment is in the same ballpark where it currently is now. However, in there, they have some built-in surcharge fees in the event that the fuel prices continue to fluctuate. So approximately $11,000 and some change per month, and it's a 3-year contract, and we're seeking the approval from the mayor and the board tonight to move forward with the contract. Any questions?
Okay.
Where they're going to get the money
Thank you.
from to pay
The other
that
one on
money?
here that I want to discuss, it's about you guys wanting to give special counsel authority to review the insurance coverage. Anybody want to answer that? Why is that?
Do we have an attorney?
We
Do the village of Dolton have an attorney?
Yes, we do have an attorney.
And who is that?
You already know who that is. So I'm
No, please tell me because they're not here. Who is it?
I'm not gonna do the Q&A. So at the end of the day, you guys know that y'all are surpassing your authority. My authority is the one that appoints the attorneys. Y'all know this. So why we get up here and do the same dance and fight? Why? We do the same thing. That's not y'all authority. You overstepping your authority. My authority is the mayor. I appoint counsel. Y'all know this. Y'all know y'all cannot give your attorney cases. You know that. Especially that's the one he messed up. Like, come on, make it make sense. But yet y'all doing the same thing. Why? Nobody want to answer that, huh? I keep
Sure,
telling
no,
you
no.
about this, a money grab, like, stop. We're not doing
So
that. We're
we're
not.
talking about the seats
talking
versus
about-
VO Dalton
I'm-
and appointing a special counsel.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. I said, why
This,
do you guys,
this a case, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to finish.
go ahead.
This case is too critical and a lot of, it's been stalled. We haven't really gotten to the closure that we seek. There's been some offers made and still been kind of ongoing. So we want to make sure that there's a resolution to the case. And this is an effort to move it forward.
And that's through the village attorney. You know that, I know that. When the previous mayor was here, what did he do? Appoint counsel. So what makes y'all think it's any different now? Any mayor that sits in the seat appoints counsel. It is not the body, which is you guys. You guys legislate. That's it. You don't appoint. You don't make appointments. You don't have no appointment powers. You don't have nothing to do with my appointments. You can't fire them. You can't keep them. Nothing. You got nothing to do with any of those things. You don't. You don't. And that's what I keep telling y'all. Y'all have to learn what it is you do and learn what it is I do. But you guys do not appoint anybody to any case. So again, here you go with this. And y'all already know.
Thank God for the U.S. Constitution, because see, in the Constitution, you can fire people, right? You can impeach them. The House and they can be firing this person. It just happened to the DHS secretary. So their governance must be bad, where the board can't do anything if this is the case. But again, I don't know. Henyard makes it up. So
I'm not gonna sign off on it. So putting on a show right in front of the people once again don't make no sense. We are not doing that. So, all right, what else? Anything else? Any more discussion? All right, Colorado.
I have a quick discussion on this.
Go ahead.
I just heard you say that you appoint people and no one can fire them. I can appoint a deputy clerk and you illegally fired her. So I don't understand it. What applies to you should apply to me.
Because what you don't understand is I am the head of the village. You are
It
not.
doesn't
You
matter.
are the
You
clerk.
don't- I don't
Hold on.
report
You
to
just
you,
asked
Mayor.
me. You just
I
asked me,
don't
and I'm
report to
giving
you.
you the answer. So at the end of the day, you already know that that's in court. So to go back and forth with you while it's in court doesn't make any sense. But I'm telling you the facts so that you will understand the how and why it happens and how it works. But nobody wants to do it. Everybody wants to sit here and be over someone else's position. I ran to lead, not follow. Especially people that ain't got no vision. I don't do that. I ran to lead, and you guys keep wanting to tell me what to do. We're not doing that. So
And
here
again,
we are
the
today.
ordinance states, so let's talk about ordinances.
yeah,
that
we don't
you
get to that, but we don't get to that
that
once
you
we
don't
get in
follow, which
personnel.
states that the clerk has
We
the
don't get
authority
into that, clerk.
to appoint a deputy clerk.
We don't get into that in personnel matters.
So, yeah,
let's
but I'm
finish
just saying, let's follow the
I through
ordinances.
L. I through L.
Thank you.
Any more discussion for I through L? All right,
I
Colorado.
do. I have a discussion for Apple. So my discussion is on the transfer. And this is just important for Dalton residents because I know that for the last few years, you all have seen us fighting for transparency. We've been fighting for the access to the credit card bills. We've been fighting for access to my viewpoint. The reason why they will not give us the access is because this is what they've been doing, spending all the money. And now they've done so to the point where now they need us. They have to tell us because they need us to do this transfer. So even though we're against it, because we know that if the money was being spent right, and if they were following the budget prevents this from happening. So just so the residents know, we don't want to sit here and fight every need. It really is unfair to you all, but this is important. The taxpayers' money is what we're here to do. We're here to make sure that every dime that's coming in and every dime that's going out is accounted for. So I just want you all to understand that you sometimes may see us get a little frustrated, but we're getting frustrated because this job should be much more simple. We are put in place and you all elected us to do just this. And if you didn't have us here, this thing would be way worse because we'd probably be transferring 2 or 3 million instead of the 1. So I just want to say that we don't want to bicker and argue in front of you all, and we are trying to save the community, but this spending and this mismanaging is just out of control. And that's why you see us trying to have a liquidation sale and sell everything because they spent it all. Thank you.
I can't wait till the truth come out. I swear I can't. But anywho,
Mayor, I got one point of clarity.
Quiet, please.
Okay.
Quiet.
No, just one point for clarity. The attorney is a special, is not Olson, Sturck, Murphy, Frazier, McGrath. That's being recommended as somebody that was advised to us for a special type of defense that we need, without putting all of the information out there because it will be in court. I just want to make sure we clarify this is not legislative counsel. It's a special niche of attorney that we are seeking to push forward. Thank you.
And for clarity, we went through those steps as it related to a special type of attorney that was supposed to handle that case. But I always get in closed session to go more details about all of that because you know, like I know when it's in litigation, you talk in the back. So can we call the roll, please, so we can go to closed session?
Trustee Belcher. Aye. Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed to bundle I through L.
All right. And next on the agenda is personnel matters. We will go.
I'm
in
sorry, for correction, excuse me, Mayor. I said bundle, but it was for approval. So it's to approve items I through L, just
Right.
for the records.
Right. So we're going in closed session for personnel matters, but I do want to make some clarity and clear some things up. I see that you guys went and created this agenda, whereas I created an agenda for the Village of Dolton, and we put everything on there that was needed to talk about, including terminate the contract of Otis and Sturk, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. You guys didn't put that on here, nor did you put on there the termination of Keith Freeman. I put that on there so the board and I can discuss it, but I don't see that here. Yet you put all these other people on here, and y'all do know this is targeted, this is harassment, and you guys are doing political retaliation for the names that you put on here for personnel matters. It don't make no sense that you're considering layoffs due to you claiming financial, but yet you're picking.
Hold on, what did she say about
I don't
Keith?
see that here. Yet you put.
I rewinded it again just to hear, because Keith Freeman is her number two. That's her number two everywhere. That's essentially her guy. That's, her Robin. She's Batman. That's her Robin. So she just said he was being terminated. And he was terminated from the other job at Thornton Township. But I want to hear what she said. Just say
You guys didn't put that on here, nor did you put on there the termination of Keith Freeman. I put that on there so the board and I can discuss it, but I don't see that here.
Termination of
Yet
Keith
you
Freeman.
Put all these other people on here, and y'all do know this is targeted. This is harassment, and you guys are doing political retaliation for the names that you put on here for personnel matters. It don't make no sense that you're considering layoffs due to you claiming financial, but yet you're picking people that don't make half the salary as a lot of other people, because you're supposed to start at the top, work your way down. But yeah, you pick people that in the clerks, they make what, $15 an hour? Like, make this make sense.
So so there's massive layoffs they got to do. So there's a lot going on here that we're not privy to. But massive layoffs, liquidating buildings. Read between the lines, people. There's a lot going on here. This is definitely they got a wake up call
of how you guys are trying to handle this. And like I know, you guys have the authority to put anyone on administrative leave. You don't have the authority to remove anybody that I appoint. So I just want to clear this up for the public, because everybody y'all roused up, and then you guys sitting here just trying to make decisions without stating facts. So today we will state facts as it relates to what you do and what I do, as I always state. But we're going to go in closed session, go over this bogus list that you put together, and then we'll come back out and we will tell the public again what the truth is in the matter of moving forward. But Keith Freeman will be added onto this list. It's shocking that you didn't put him on there, board, especially if y'all didn't like him, don't care for him.
So are we not
whatever.
having a regular meeting there? That's, I guess, for clarity, since you're saying he's gonna be added to this list.
Yeah, but we
Are
got a
not
regular
having
meeting right after
regular
this. We have a regular meeting right after.
Okay,
this.
that's all I was
But I'm
trying
just
to
saying that you guys didn't add it. Y'all added everything else. And like I said, y'all want to be in control so bad. Y'all added all this stuff to the agenda, but you didn't add this. And then you put my report at the very end. Why is that? But this is the stuff that I'm talking about. This is the stuff I'm talking about. So you gotta let me do what I'm supposed to do and get my report. Like I get y'all the floor in this general announcement. Y'all say whatever y'all want to say about whatever y'all got going on, and then I get the opportunity to do the same. But you guys want to put it at the end as though I am not the leader of the city. So is there a motion to go in closed session to discuss personnel matters?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Call the roll.
Trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion approved to go into closed session.
All right, so we will be going downstairs to closed session. We might be down there in a minute. We got a lot of things to discuss. If you choose to stay, please. If not, this is your time to exit if you would like. Thank you so much.
I never understand this part of it. Why would you go into closed session in the middle of the meeting? Why not just finish the meeting and do closed session after the meeting? You got to go downstairs, talk in secret, then come back upstairs, talk again, and going back and forth. This doesn't make any sense. But I'm thinking right now, I'm going to tell you just straight up. I think the walls have closed in Dolton. I think all hell is broken loose. And I'm going to tell you why. It seems to me that the super mayor, what happened back there? It seems to me that the super mayor has finally spent all of their money. And it seems like, right, as of right now, they are in financial ruin. That's what this is telling me. This is telling me that they're in financial ruin. And it's so bad that the super mayor, because generally there's funds that you can use for day-to-day operations, then there's restricted funds. And they're saying we got to go into our restricted funds, which is not that much, to pay regular stuff. Now, it's gotten to the point where they got to lay people off, sell property, sell their buildings, and do all of this craziness just to keep the lights on to the end of September. So this is, I think the reality of it has hit. And as you keep hearing them say, we spoke to the accountants and they told us the reality of the situation. The reason why we all now know what's going on is because we spoke to the accountants. So I'm thinking, again, this is my personal thing. I think every trustee up there now knows the full extent of the financial situation in Dolton. And they are panicking. Sell everything off, lay off all these people, fire all these people, get rid of these lease cars. We need to start cutting spending immediately. And this $1 million a month or $1 million a year overtime for police, we need to stop immediately because we just don't have the money. Matter of fact, as you heard, they only have enough money to get to the end of September. Where's Lightfoot? I do not know. Hey, Nate, my imagination. Was there no Tiffany TikTok video tonight? I think there is going to be one. So just so everybody understands what's happening now. So they are now going to see, like, who are we going to fire? Because they got to fire people. That's what this is about now. People have to be fired. And the reason why they have to be fired is because there's not enough money to pay them. So they've literally got a list and said, these are people. Keith Freeman is going to be one of those people that's probably going to go because she's saying Keith Freeman's got to be fired. But there's a whole ton of people. That's why they're saying we're going to go to executive, because you can't, an executive session, you can talk behind closed doors. Ooh, excuse me, because it's about personnel issues. I believe Tiffany already knows that these people got to go. And that's the issue what's going on right now. She knows these people got to go and these people are going to be fired. Again, it's my impression. And you can tell how crazy a lot of this stuff is. A lot of this stuff doesn't make any sense. You spend $50,000 on a sign, but then you don't spend the $30,000. You could take that, but then you don't spend the $30,000 to fix the pool, but then just sign for a building that's not going to be used with the sign. You know, what was the sign? The police station sign. We spend $50,000 on that, but then turn around and say, well, we can't use the building as a police station. So the $50,000 is gone. It's all a mess. It's all a mess. And I think now that reality is like, we got to work together to save the town because the town is insolvent. We got to work to save the town. And I think that's what we're talking about now. We're working to save the town. Closed session, you continue, runs downstairs, locks the door, and asks for a secret password for entry. Then later claims nobody showed up. This is, I'm just being honest, people. I think this right now what we're seeing is the exposing of all the whole Tiffany stuff. It's her name on that side. It probably is. And think about how bad this is. The Chevy Tahoe. Let me look up. I'm going to look this up right now because don't forget they had 5 vehicles leased, and those 5 vehicles are going to cost them $750,000. But if they would have just bought them outright, they'd have paid something like less than what, $400,000 for it. But they're leasing them. That means they got to give those vehicles back. None of this makes sense. To me, that sounds like a kickback. Not saying it is, but if I can buy the car for $70,000, but if you're leasing it to me for $150,000, that don't make no sense, right? Why would I lease it for $150,000? I got to give it back to you, but I can buy it for $70,000, keep it up and sell it myself when I want to get rid of it. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, so I think, and I think the trustees are being careful on what they're presenting to the public because I'm assuming they don't still want people to panic because they've been alluding to it, how bad things must be $50K for a sign. Tiffany is getting a kickback. No 30 for the pool. Yeah, no 30 for the pool. Tiffany is getting not getting a kickback. All about greasing the skid. Same as the leases. Yeah, something is up. Something is up. And another question is, what the hell's going on with the FBI? Like, what the hell's going on with the FBI? Like, why is it taking them so long to just come through and figure out what the hell's going on here? Because this to me, this sounds obvious. This is like obvious corruption. I'm going to check out the Dolton Trustees page because I know he's got the view from the crowd. Dolton, shout out to Dolton Trustees. Are they still live? Yeah, they are still live. So I'm going to switch to their feed. So this is a Dolton Trustees feed. No. People in the crowd. So that's how the crowd's looking at it. People are still waiting for him to come back. I'm gonna go grab something to munch on real quick. I'm gonna leave this feed up, and I'm gonna leave playing the Dolton Trustees page for a second. But something has happened that's explosive. I'm telling you, people, something happened that has changed the game in Dolton. And we just haven't heard exactly what happened, but I'm thinking when they spoke to those accountants said, this is about things are going crazy. Something is not legit here. And you know, I remember her family was on the payroll. It's Keith Freeman, who was indicted for fraud, for bankruptcy fraud. He was handling the books, so checks were being paid to cash. There's something going on. Let's see what Dolton Trustees.
Thursday, what is it, August 8th? It's gonna be a special board meeting where the Lori Lightfoot report will come out. And the Lori Lightfoot report is gonna really expose. What's that, bro? How you feeling, man? Hey, sis. How you doing? It's really gonna expose how bad the finances are of adults. It's gonna be pretty bad. It's pretty bad how bad this administration has bankrupted this town. And
now this is the former trustee. He runs the Dolton Trustees page. Check him out at Dolton Trustees. Link is in the description. But he's letting us know about the Lori Lightfoot report because remember they're paying her to do her report, so we're going to find out about that. But also they spoke to the accountants, so.
You see Trustee Belcher, they brought it up, they have to make emergency transfer, which was for stuff that was budgeted for. But when you see that report from Lord Lightfoot, there's going to be a whole presentation. So it's not going to be no, as they say, yeah, everybody's lying. You're lying on me. They're lying. No, it's going to be in black and white. She's still going to say she's lying. But there's going to be a detailed report of how bad the villain finances really are. You know what I mean? Huh? Yeah, man, don't talk to me, man. Yeah, I'm running again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Keith. You going? So, man, it's so you been up to? So what we're gonna do? Make sure you watch Thursday. Yeah. Hey. So yeah, it's so that's what we're gonna be doing August 8th. The mic's off. The mic.
Turn the mic off. Ask him why is he running again. Now I'm asking you why you turn the mic off. I'm asking you why you turn the mic off. Why do you think I was gonna answer? You know, I'm just asking. Just tell me you ain't gonna answer. Because you want everybody in there. You're turning the audio off for everybody.
Move around, man. Taxpayers.
Yeah, you disrupted a whole meeting. That was started.
What's up, Eric? Well, you're on video already.
Public place. You go get you another job somewhere else. No, but Lord, I love you for that one, right? Yeah. Family is everything. And that, they removed it from my house, let me give it back to you. I'm glad to see you. I hadn't been seeing you.
No, it's on normal speed.
So he like that. It's happening out here.
No, but they don't want that you where you want.
Hold on. Who? Oh, Pat, yeah, so you good? Hold on. Deputy clerk, come on, this is what? The deputy clerk is back. Remember how she was illegally fired and did her wrong?
Back and ready to serve again.
Yeah. Good.
He's running for trustee against Henyard.
Oh, you can't feed into that, man.
Thanks, Robert.
But
What did he say?
I'll tell you. But when y'all see the reality of financial condition of this village, how she has ran it into the ground, how she inherited a surplus, and it's the deficit is Thursday. Just keep watching. It's the administration. With no checks and balances. When you have no checks and balances, then you spend willy-nilly. Like when I was up there, she would spend and then give you the bill after she spent it. It's the administration. It's the one who leads the administration that she held jobs over people's heads that they didn't pay for. That they didn't pass it. You know what I mean? So, and now it's catching up. You spend all that money, now it's catching up to the village. And they have to make transfer from restricted funds, which was budgeted for, but being that they didn't wasn't responsible with the money. Now they got to make an emergency transfer to handle things that should have been handled.
There's no more money. Yeah, when you spend $50,000 on a sign, I get that. You spending $50,000 on a police sign.
I thank y'all for everybody watching. We got 1,200 people right now.
They'll be watching.
I'm sure my Valerie said is okay. So, bro, how you feeling, man?
Just everybody sees at the board meeting is still that. So village trustees inside the room. So let's get to watch them. Okay, what's happening in town goes belly up. Fed's fund. It happened in Detroit. They declared bankruptcy just like anybody else. And then the bankruptcy court assigned somebody to run the town. So just imagine that. And probably I'm going to stream Thursday. Because this is going to be big. That's true. They are about to be unemployed. Oh, you know, let me send him a super chat. I'm gonna send him a quick super chat real quick. There we go. Yeah. Put, let me see, super chat. I got a $10 super chat. All right. Buy that. All right. You guys get to see my super chat. No money, no jobs. Where's the FBI? Let's see if he reads it. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. You ain't gonna read my super chat? Corruption in Dolton. Oh. Oh yeah, I gotta fix the audio. Give me a second. The audio for that stream just went down. Why does this do this to me? I gotta redo this. In 1 second. The audio for his stream went down. On my end, though, not on his end. I'm going back to Dolton Trustees. Now roll it back a couple of seconds so you guys can hear him not read my super chat. All right, here we go. Let's share my screen. Sorry about the technical difficulties. All right, here we go. There it is.
It was another intense meeting.
Now you can hear him.
She gaslights everybody. You gaslight everybody. You gaslight everybody, and then be like, "Why y'all getting so angry? Why y'all causing the ruckus?" When she gaslight, she wanted to make a point about Brittany Norwood, Trusted Norwood, and then she called out Valerie Stubbs. It was a mess. It was a mess.
He comes out of Chicago.
So, look like it's gonna be a long way, y'all. All right, man. Thanks, Nate, the lawyer, man. I see you watching, bro.
I told you, I'm watching, baby. Get them a super chat.
We got as we say, we got a clean house 2025. Make sure you visit the website, Vote House 2025. Look at our video YouTube. Look at our videos. Some more videos coming out. It's pretty bad fighting for the town that we live in, about houses in, and we can make our community a decent place to live with the right leadership. Nobody's perfect, but you got to be accountable and you got to be transparent. You can't say, I don't doing nothing. We don't present no paperwork. You don't present no.
You check it out. Let's sit back in here.
You don't present no paperwork, no receipts, no facts.
Maybe at lost.
So wait till this Lori Lightfoot report come out. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm listening myself. Let me see. You guys said you can't hear him, but I think I can hear him. Well, some people are saying it.
Let's go back.
Okay, right in 1 second. Yeah, I can hear him.
How y'all feeling? When y'all want to say something on camera? There's 1,200 people watching. Anything you want to say on camera?
Yeah.
You want to say
The problem is
what?
nobody trusts administration. I won't say administration, but the mayor, nobody trusts her.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have no problem. You're not gonna get that right until she's gone.
Yeah.
She's gotta go.
Yeah.
That's just that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
I mean, really, man, nobody trusts what's going on.
Yeah. Because he's been trying to hide it for so long.
It's too late for that now.
Yeah.
Nobody trusts her. And that's it.
That's it.
Sit in that shit.
You want to say something?
Well, you know what? We're just sick of the mess. I mean, I'm sick of her grammar. I'm sick and tired of it. I can't take it. And we're just here waiting for the day that she's out of here. For her and all her henchmen, we want them to be just out of here.
Just to let everybody know from this super chat what happened to all the overtime for security detail. That's been the problem. So a small town like this, their budget for yearly spending is like maybe $2 to $3 million. right, over the year. And police overtime is maybe about $500,000 for the entire year. She's spending just on security detail $1 million. So that's the issue. It's she's spending so much money. It's insane. I just muted this so I can speak. But she's been spending so much money. It's unbelievably bad. And that's what now everybody's there now learning, is that the trustees have finally learned, because for a long time, the issue was that she didn't let the trustees even see the finances. So she would be like, pay all these bills. And they'd be like, well, we need to see where these bills are coming from. She was pay them. So eventually they said, we're not going to pay them until we see where these bills are coming from. And that's when stuff started hitting the fan. And now they found that she has been spending all of this money. And now they're at a point where they can't pay payroll. So now they have to go into restricted funds to try to just make payroll. And they're like, we just barely have enough money to make it to the end of next month, even with doing this. So all these things have to change. So this small town is essentially going broke. And will likely, and if things continue to go, they probably would have to apply for bankruptcy protection, which then is a whole nother issue. The trustees might as well come out and reveal what the accountant revealed. I'm assuming that's going to happen Thursday. Listening to the audience, they already know what's up. That's true. I'm assuming that's happening Thursday, but again, I don't know what they are telling us what's going on, but they haven't just said it all the way. I'm gonna unmute this so you guys can hear it.
Vivian Allen.
I don't have any friends on YouTube yet, y'all. If y'all want to subscribe to it, what's my name? Your favorite survivor videos. That's my YouTube name. If y'all want to subscribe to me. I don't use it yet. I'm gonna start using it like a week ago.
Hey, you reporter from who?
I'm Mike Nolan with the South.
You want to say anything on our YouTube page right now about the meeting? Sure.
Gotcha.
That's Mike Nolan from the South Town. You had a good article. No, that was.
There's a whole bunch of reporters there writing on this craziness.
Yeah.
I was afraid you were talking to me.
This comment here essentially says it all. Nate, I can't believe they're not bankrupt now. More than likely, they probably are. That's the scary part about it. They probably are bankrupt now, and they're at probably those last. That's you just gotta put everything together. They're talking about selling all their property, firing all their employees, killing all of this, stop spending all this money, cutting off the credit card. They're telling you in pieces, but we haven't all put it together. Now I'm saying if you put it all together, you get exactly what's going on. And that is they're bankrupt. They ain't got no money. That's what they said. She's like, why do you think we're trying to fire sale all our buildings? They're going bankrupt. Ross is saying they're insolvent. Yeah, there's a serious money issue because I think people we've been hearing it in pieces, but we haven't put it all together. And if you put it all together, the lease cars, we got to stop paying the lease and return they just say return the lease cars and stop paying those payments. That's number one. Number two, we have these buildings that ain't making us no money. We got a $50,000 sign. We got to just sell the building. Right. Number two. Now they're in closed session, firing all these employees. We got a layoff file for all these people, right? So that's number three. And then we're talking about spending, right? We got to cut all this spending. Tiffany here, we got to cut all this spending. That's what's going on, people. They spoke to that accountant. Whenever they spoke to the accountant, as they said earlier, and that accountant told them the truth. This is the truth. And now you can't avoid that truth. We need you guys to pick money from here and put it here, and there's only enough to make it to the end of next month. That's the bomb that's there. And remind you, this is 2 months before the election because the election is November for Tiffany Henyard, for Trump, for Henyard and them too. So they're running for election too. And this is all coming right before the election. So this is August surprise. So this is all madness. This is all madness. Let me see if there's anything. The regular board meeting. So that's essentially what we're waiting for now. We're waiting for them to come back because right now they're going downstairs to vote whether to fire a whole bunch of people, to take them off payroll so they don't have to continue to pay them. And they still owe money. Remember, then also a lot of people may have not realized they owe back money to people because they're like, we have to pay back money to people who we haven't paid yet for work they've already done. These are employees. They're in tough shape. They're in tough shape. Nate, the FBI needs is still making a case. I don't know what type of case you're gonna make because it's all I don't see how this all can't be. For instance, with the Tahoes, for instance, let's just talk about the Tahoes. With that in particular, let me move this over so all inside here. With the Chevy Tahoes, for instance, that's what we call a Tiffany Tahoe. So Tiffany Tahoe, let's see what he said. He walking up. Let me see what he just said.
Almost there, y'all.
Give us an update.
We almost there, y'all.
So they almost finished. Thank you for waiting for those 2,700 people. Thank you for waiting. We're almost finished with this waiting game for this. As soon as we finish with the waiting game, we'll be back to Dolton. So let me explain to you the Tahoe situation. Why we call her Tiffany Tahoe, or they call her Tiffany Tahoe. The reason why they call her Tiffany Tahoe is because they to lease anything or to cut any checks, there has to be 2 signatures on the check. It has to be the mayor's signature and the clerk's signature. Now, that's a way, so a mayor can't just sign checks for everything. The mayor went and started signing checks by herself, forgetting about that. So I'm assuming the FBI, that should be illegal, right? You're spending money that you're not authorized to spend, and the clerk's supposed to be. So I'm assuming the FBI is looking into that. They look into all those financial crimes, the paper trace. There's already been a grand jury impaneled to look into it. Now, for the FBI to impanel a grand jury, from my experience in law enforcement, I think I still have my badge here. I think I still have my badge here somewhere. Let me see if I have my badge here. But from my experience in law enforcement, the FBI doesn't usually impanel a grand jury unless they think they got you, right? They're not going to waste time because the impanel a grand jury, you got to waste people's time. You got to have citizens come in and look at all this stuff. Generally, if they think they got something, they impanel a grand jury, and you're eventually going to get arrested after that grand jury, after they show all the evidence. But they're doing now. It does take a long time because you got to sift through everything, and this is all this financial stuff. So you got to convince regular people, all this financial stuff. But indictments for that type of thing generally come. You're talking about maybe 6 years to maybe a year's time to get this investigation. Lori Lightfoot stuff is probably going to help them, but I'm assuming. If ever, from what I'm seeing is right, if she's indicted, it's going to be for some serious financial crimes. We're talking about maybe. I'm not saying money laundering. I'm talking about things like misappropriation of funds. You're talking about things like misuse of funds, misuse of public funds. I'm surprised the state of Illinois isn't. Illinois is not on this because Illinois. How can your attorney general and the state authorities not be focused on this type of corruption? And this is national corruption. But again, it's Illinois. Can they refuse to pay her salary? No, I don't think you can refuse to pay her salary because her salary may be in their bylaws where they have to get paid, like the trustees have to get paid. The people who always got to get paid is the top people. They always their salaries. It's all the lower people who got to be worried. But they're going to go fire all those. I was also, you definitely have embezzlement. Cook County, yeah. Where's the Cook County district attorney's office on this, right? The county attorney. This is right in their field, right? The embezzlement is for sure, right? So I don't know. The cop who had, what did he have? In a 2-week period, it's like 338 hours in a 2-week period, some number like that. And the cop had like 330 hours worked. Like he would have to only sleep 2 hours a day. So something's up. The AG is on the take. I don't know. It's like none of this makes sense to me. Why it's taking so long? Why all this confusion? Because this is it's pretty clear this is out in the open what's going on, right? And the fact that they only have a month's worth of payroll in this town after being given a surplus, there's a deficit now. So I don't know. They are busy embezzling. You said what? This is crazy. All right, somebody else is coming to talk to the mic or look at the mic now. Looking in the mic. Steve.
Who's that? Somebody
Talking to himself, Steve.
said hi.
We waiting, y'all. We waiting. But like I said, y'all, August 8th, which is Thursday. The meeting will be live streamed to the Dolton Trustee page, and it's going to be real. It's going to be real. It's going to be real bad how the state.
See, he knows.
What the comments say.
He knows. But we just don't know yet. We'll know Thursday, it sounds like.
Can we get that or your name card? Man, August 8th, when y'all hear that Lori Lightfoot report, no, he's not here. When y'all hear that Lori Lightfoot report, and it's talk about it.
You keep teasing it.
I need a moderator. Yeah, you're right. I need a moderator. Oh, the meeting is going to be held at the Dolton Park District. Dolton
The
Park
FBI
District.
should have a solid case if they're
That's
allowed
when the
to.
meeting's going to be held. But it is.
Oh yeah. The case I think is easy, but they like to they have to be very meticulous stuff. They're bad. You got 33 million.
Yep, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that's going to get paid.
It's going to make you angry how bad the village finances are, and how much she doesn't mind misleading and lying people. But when the black and white, she's still gonna say everybody's lying. But you can't refute black and white when you see the presentation that is going to be put together. But how bad the finances are, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. It's just she was running without no checks and balances for a long time. I need to assign a moderator. Can I assign a moderator while it's live? Can I do that now?
Yes, he's got to hover over the screen.
Can I do it while I'm live?
Yes, you can do it while you're live.
Yeah,
Right.
you can do it while
Help me out. We got 1,200 people. Help me out making a moderator.
okay. I just made a comment. You go to my comment. You go to me.
All right, he's got tech support.
Add as moderator.
To add a moderator.
All right, I got you. Oh, they back, y'all. They back.
All right, so we're back to action. Here we go.
Now you're a moderator.
Am I? No, you did somebody else. No, I did for me first work model. Oh, yeah. This is in the screen. No, I'm not a moderator.
First work meeting. Add as a moderator.
There we go. For those of you who waited,
Or either way, it don't matter. I can do whatever.
who's waited for the madness.
All right.
Here we go.
First
We're
work,
back.
you're the moderator.
No, not next year.
We're coming back. I don't know how they're going to pay any of this. They can barely pay payroll.
I can't pick up the phone if you're calling me. You can't. I can't pick up the phone if you're calling me. Huh?
Right across from where I tore that house down. It's a brick, that brick brown house that's on Lincoln. That's
Yeah, her foundation.
It's right there, just on the corner.
Yes, her foundation, the police overtime. It's all crazy.
And
I don't think it came. Yeah.
they probably come over from the garbage.
It kind of.
You can tell it because it looks like.
I would be too biased. They'd be like, there's a serious conflict of interest, especially the way I've been covering this thing. I don't know. He didn't say, but I'll ask Steve. I got Steve's contact. I'll let him know. I mean, the matter of fact, you know what? That's a good super chat. I'll super chat him. Right now.
Jason.
I'm gonna go back to the. Let me wait for it to go back to the screen. What time's the meeting? I'm gonna ask him what time's the meeting. Yeah, I just lost audio again. StreamYard, you got to get this thing fixed. StreamYard keeps throwing me off the audio. I'm gonna ask him what time's the meeting. What time? I'm gonna ask him to close this down so this stops this. Yeah, StreamYard. What it does is that sometimes it cuts off the audio from the stream, and so they can't find audio. So I have to redo the audio, redo the stream. So get the audio back. We'll be back. Here we go. We are back. We are back. Here we go. We're back.
Clerk, are you ready?
We're back.
Can we have a motion to resume our board meeting?
So
Is there a second? Call roll.
Okay, hold on. Goodness.
Again, I think this is so highly
Trustee
inefficient.
Belcher. Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
The time is now 9:01 p.m.
All right. Is there a motion regarding the personnel matters?
Motion to approve the personnel matters listed on agenda item M, items M, good Lord, I need glasses, M, A through F.
All right, is there a second? All right. Because we was in closed session, we cannot really discuss.
Go
it,
to the details.
But I will make a statement for the record. I already told the Board of Trustees that this is political retaliation. This is targeting, and they should not target these individuals to try to lay them off. I also told them that they will be sued for doing so, but yet they still choosing to pick these people, which they said Keith Freeman gave them. So make sure y'all add him in y'all lawsuit to target just these individuals. Normally, when you do layoffs or consider layoffs, you normally go, you meet with management staff, and you go line by line, or you go over things or where people can make cuts at and do things to make it make sense. Right now, people are voting with their emotions, and they're not being wise as it relates to handling the business and allowing the business to handle them. So again, I am totally against this. As you know, I told them y'all do what y'all think y'all can do, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. So they're gonna vote for it, but again, these people will still be employed here in the village of Dolton. So I'm just making sure that everyone is crystal clear of that. So when it happens, you understand the why. Okay, clerk.
Mayor, I have a comment.
The roll. Oh, you got a comment now, huh?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right, so the layoffs are due to financial issues that the village of Dolton has. I did mention already that managers who may have spoken up asked that we do not include their names for fear of retaliation. So there's so trying to insinuate that Freeman is the one that gave us is incorrect. This decision came about because our finance consultant, the CPA firm, let us know that we are in dire need and layoffs need to happen. This is I hate to say this because I don't want to cause a big panic, but this is a starting point because we are finally beginning to get information, because for months and months we would indicate that we don't have financials. We haven't had it for 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. So I know many people heard that. So this meeting is the first time you hear Trustee Belcher and us reference financials that we've started to get in review. And we got a lot of that information due to the investigation by former Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
What did I call it? I freaking called it. I told you guys. They had to have the information. That's the only reason why they could do all this stuff. Did I call it or what? The governor of Illinois tries to justify state inaction due to the FBI and life and essentially a cop out. Yeah. But I called in, but I called this stone cold. I said they had to get the information. They spoke to the CPA. He told them, he said, you guys got a month and a half. It's over. And the reason why they're not saying anything like they should say it is because they don't want people to panic. I called it. It was obvious.
So that information is the reason for many of the actions taken this evening with credit card spending, as well as this beginning of some of the layoffs. It's unfortunate. There's a lot more that we have to do. So we're starting to identify the picture, and we have to identify a plan forward. And unfortunately, this is part of that plan. Thank you.
All right, and I just want to clear some up that he just stated. He stated that Keith Freeman was not the one that gave it to him, and I quote, Trustee Kiana Belcher stated that they got this list from Keith Freeman. So I wish y'all can listen to the tapes down a closed session and you will hear her say that's who gave y'all this list. So again, this is targeted. Y'all targeting individuals, and that's not right. I still believe you guys should go to the drawing board and figure it out, whatever it is. Again, the mayor had no say-so in this. They just did what they wanted to do, and you're supposed to sit here and talk about things of importance such as a layoff.
just
Because
really
at the end of the
delusional.
day, this
She's
is somebody's
delusional.
livelihood that you guys are playing with.
She's just
Y'all can
delusional.
point fingers, place blame, do whatever you feel you need to do.
Mr.
But at the end of the day, you guys still are going about it the wrong way, and you should not pick individuals because they don't follow your orders or don't listen to you or whatever y'all feel is going on. You guys should still go back to the drawing board and figure out a better way, because there's always another way to do something. And as it relates to financials, once everything come up, I did tell everybody that we was going to do a town hall meeting as it relates to the financials, because everyone's waiting on financials. We all are. So I just want to clear that up as well, because people like to just say stuff, but they don't educate the public on how and the whys. Like, I'll give you another example. Do you know that we have union contracts, different things that goes towards a budget, but no one's telling you that. So once it goes to the budget, where's the extra revenue that you brought in to cover the budget amount? You just give somebody a raise, but yet you got to figure out how to pay that out. And then when they try to cut things like I said earlier before we went downstairs, code enforcement. Why would you cut the only thing where people are producing revenue? They go out and they write tickets for people that ain't cut their grass, whether it's the bank or whoever, and other issues in our community. So what I'm saying to you is you rather lay people off, like I said, peanuts, compared to the things that you claim is needed. So again, that's my statement for the record. I'm still advising the Board of Trustees not to go forward with this hit list that Keith Freeman put together on people that he don't like or get along with. And I think the board should be wiser and speak up about what it is.
You'll know if Stan Brown votes for
going
this.
off the list that was
Stan Brown,
provided
if he
to us.
votes for this,
That
you
is my
know she's
opinion.
in trouble.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when you quote me, make sure you do it right. I stated inside of executive
Yes.
session, which you want to bring it up anyway, that we had a meeting with Casperic's office, which is Lauren, and this was the advice of the accounting firm by way of email. It came from Keith Freeman. Now, what's crazy to me is that 1 minute you do the day-to-day operations, 1 minute Keith do the day-to-day operations. So it's when it fits your agenda. So whether it, to my knowledge, Keith Freeman is still employed here and is the village administrator, because we have not seen anything set forth and except for the next meeting that's about to start, termination, that when something comes through the village administrator, which I mean,
bless her, buddy.
for 3 years, well, I'll say he's been here 2 years, we haven't been getting nothing. So when these things come, because that's your right hand man, then we would be able to move forward with what's presented to us. Also, and sit in a 3-hour meeting with somebody that's finally giving us some financial information, you go by the people that you pay the money to say these are the recommendations that you guys need to have. Whereas if it was a hit list, she would have been the first one on the list. So I don't think it's considered a hit list. I think it's just a start of trying to move in a direction to clean some of this mess that she and him has gotten us in. I mean, if we want to say it, we're saying it, however it may be. the board of trustees don't have a credit card. The board of trustees ain't making contracts and signing off on 37%, 27% leases. The board of trustees ain't going out telling people, cut all the trees, give me an estimate. It's only $2.8 million. The board of trustees ain't doing that. So you got us into this mess, and now we're trying to salvage what we can to get out. And you sitting here talking about a hit list like we on the street. So we are doing what we can do with the limited resources that we have to start making financial decisions now that we've got a little information. I think one in particular item on there that she's really mad about is her strong arm might be a limp arm. I release.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. And then I will make the last statement and move on. Go ahead.
Okay, let's first talk about the ordinances, because I think that when we talk about governing,
Belchers
the
making it
ordinances are
happen.
put in place for a reason, right? And again, I'm going to say that we continue to have checks and balances. That's why we're here. And for us to have an ordinance that says if anyone hired or anyone fired should come before the board. And then when we look up, we have way more employees because this administration is not bringing the people in front of the board to be hired. So now we have Public Works who we only supposed to have 20 workers. Our assignment is for 20 workers. Well, we have 32. So the common sense and the math tells us that we're overpaying. So if we can continue to get services done with less people so that we can make sure that we can get ourselves out of this financial rut, that's what we have to do. It's not personal. She sit here and act as if we're not in a deficit, but let's not forget, guys, just 30 minutes ago, we were voting on TIF money that we need to transfer. So if we are voting to transfer money that we're not even supposed to be touching, that means we're in dire need. And because we're in dire need, we're saying, hey, we have to make the tough decisions at the moment because they're having a hiring fest. We look up, and every time I come into this village, I see someone that I don't even know. So they're not coming before the board. She's telling them that they're hired, having them do the job. We have $1 million worth of overtime for some employees, right? We have a police, $1 million in overtime for police. Now we have 12 additional workers for Public Works. Then we have a $45,000, $60,000 account saying, hey, we have to make these decisions. So this is just what we have to do. It's not personal, but this has to be done. And truth be told, our account firm told us last year around this time that the layoffs were coming. This is why we have a budget. They continue to ignore the budget. Like now, we don't even have a budget. How is it that the administration haven't provided us with a budget when this was supposed to be voted on and turned into the state as of now? So these are the issues that we're running into. They're doing things the wrong way, and then they need us to fix it and clean it up. So they're hiding the information, and then they're saying, hey, voila, by the way, we're in a deficit. Don't fire anyone, though, and I'm going to keep spending, by the way. And it's unfair. If we keep having money go out and we don't have enough coming in, then that's where you have a deficit. And that's where we are trying to fix this issue at the moment. So again, residents, it's unfortunate, but we have to make these tough decisions so that we can make payroll, because you all see that we just had to transfer money from the TIF just so that we can make payroll. So think about
Just
it.
to make
How is
payroll.
it personal when we're transferring money from the TIF just to make payroll, just so the residents can have the services that's needed? Thank you.
Okay, so as you guys can see, it's a lot of finger pointing, and people don't want to own up to the things they haven't done, the things that's going on in our community, and people got to fact check, but people don't. As I stated before, you know that it is contracts that the board has approved for people to get retro pay. So when we do retro pay, that adds to the budget. How do you pay for that? And then it's other contracts that they're now negotiating currently now. So when that comes back up and says another $500,000, where you gonna get the money from? So then when people keep talking about spending or things that's going on in the community, they should ask themselves, what was your plan to increase revenue when you decided to approve all these things that you wanted to make it like y'all was doing great? Hey, let me give public works increase. Let me give fire an increase. Let me give the police stay retro. You gave everybody all this money and it added to the budget over $1 million. So if it's over $1 million, where do you get the extra money that you didn't account for each month? But no one's talking about that. This is me talking to people that understand business, that understand finance. Because at the end of the day, when you sit here and you add more, you better be able to produce more. And that goes back to when I state, why are you laying off code enforcement? People that bring revenue in our community. Because at the end of the day, what else you gonna do besides the police? Them the two areas that write tickets. Then you had a water department. So if we're not sitting here really talking business and sitting here talking about, hey, we can produce this if we do this, we should change this, but no one's talking like that. People just pointing finger with no plan. That's why I don't follow them. They don't have no plan but point fingers. We have to sit together and sit here and put all the mess to rest and talk like adults and say, hey, this is what I want to see from my village. This is what I think we should do in the next months. And we should execute, but we don't do that. Because again, y'all know, like I know, it's election time. It's time to run. Everybody got to make it like this person bad, that person bad, this person ain't doing that. That's the game. And that comes with the territory, unfortunately. I told you, it's politics, which is not, it's politics. It's all about what a person can make you believe that's going on in the community. Another issue that I have is all the negativity that they brought to our village. As you can see, y'all about all the naysayers, you about all the people that come here from another state and they actually get to the podium and say they from another state. Make it make sense. But yet our residents can't get in to sit down because it is with all the people that's literally using us for clickbait to make money. Because for those that don't understand how it works, it's clickbait and they make money. Why do you think the news are so invested? They in the business of selling news. They have to sell news. So unfortunately, they are competing with YouTubers. They're competing with everybody, and people got to see it for what it is. And for those that don't want to listen, you don't have to. Because at the end of the day, my base don't come here because they're not with the mess. They listen and watch me on TV and see what I'm saying. And when I go to the door, they appreciate everything that I've accomplished here as the mayor. Because as many that been here, like I've been here, like I say, I grew here, they flew here. Everybody that been here, like I've been, you know where the village was and you know where it's at current. And you know for a fact that we didn't have everything on Sibley possible. From Ponderosa to Red Lobster to White Hen Pantry, everything was in our city is why a majority of us moved to this community. But to see it just constantly be attacked because people can't have their way, people can't tell you what to do, it's saddening. It really is. Because again, I tell you, I got a 5-year-old daughter that's going to grow up in the same community that I grew up in. And I want her, just like I want your kids, to have things that they can run to and grow from and have memories. For instance, the rink. They can go to the rink and actually now they got a memory for life to say, hey, I went to the rink and I skated outside. They got that memory. I went down the street and I played basketball where it's 3 different courts, 3. One for the babies, one for the middle kids, and one for the adults. 3 different courts with adjustable rims. These are the things that we should be talking about, but we're not. So I say this to you because I be wanting the news to show another narrative, show another side. But unfortunately, they just with the negative side that keep the clicks going for their networks. And that's sad because some people watch the news because they believe in the news.
But doesn't she, I don't think she understands. They're literally throwing a fire sale, laying off all their employees and saying there's no money to go through next month. We can't make payroll. And what is she talking about? Skating at the park and what does she not know how bad the situation is? Does she not grasp what's going on? I don't think she understands it. Is she really that dumb? Not understand the gravity of the situation. Who is this convincing? At this point, it makes me think she thinks her constituents are so dumb that they don't understand simple math.
I do not believe in the news. That's why I call them fake news, because they only report negativity.
You're
if
not
somebody goes and does an
Trump
interview with the news that's positive, they do not play it on the news. They only want to hear somebody saying something negative about a person. And that's sad, because when did we forget that we are all human? When did we forget that we live here? When the cameras go and the smoke clear, we have to still rebuild our community. I say this time and time again, you're going to always hear my mouth on it, whether you want to hear it or not, because we have to do better as a community, and we have to unify the community, not come here with mess. And sometimes people just got to open their ears and eyes and listen to what's going on in our town, because there's so much good that's going on. It get overshadowed by the negativity. And again, if anybody need help, light, gas, water, anything like that, because that's why people really mad. I am your supervisor Thornton Township. You can come over there and get help with those things. And that's something the news should be advocating and showing y'all, but they do not. And if you're struggling with your mortgage or your rent, you can call us 708-596-6040 and get help with these things. But no one wants to do it. No one wants to tell you that. But when you see me or I'm at your door and I give you this information, you go get the help. So that's why I'm saying that everybody not into the mess or the clicks. It's really communities like ours that really need the help that they are getting from us. And then I love the fact that we was able to cut down the trees prior to the storms. You know how many thank yous I got the last 2 weeks, let alone month, saying, Mayor, thank you for cutting and trimming the trees. Because if you did not do that, that tree would have been on my house during this storm. As you saw, many people had trees on their houses, on their cars, on their garages. And these are the problems that we are faced with. And all I'm telling you, resident, is just pay attention. Stop being with the mess. Because at the end of the day, you only have one person to answer to, and that's the Lord. Everybody else just around you for whatever reason. But when you have your time of need, these same people, these messy people, you will not see. You will not. And I mean that. If you ever get sick, you're not going to see them. If you ever need them, you're not going to see them. But guess who you always see? Tiffany and you. I'm always there for you no matter what. No matter what you say. I even help the people that talk mess about me, because I am not made like that. We're supposed to love on each other. It will be people helping people. That's it. That's all. So I just want to point that out to you guys, and I want you to look at it for what it is and stop with the chaos. Because at the end of the day, life is short. Enjoy it. Embrace it. There's so many people that come to me and I help them bury their loved ones because they didn't even know something was going to happen. And it just happened. Whether it's a car accident, whether it's they didn't wake up. And that's all I'm telling you, residents. You have to cherish life and not the mess and drama. Because when the smoke clear, and it will clear, what are you going to do? You can move out, but what are you going to do? You have to want more for your life, guys. And that's all I'm trying to make sure that you get from me, other than the drama. All right? Thank you so much for listening. Clerk, call the roll.
Okay, this is to approve.
Mayor, I had a little something on there I'd like to just touch on.
Go ahead.
You know, with this layoff, that's kind of close to the heart when you talk about layoff, because now that affects a lot of individuals in their lifestyle. I just say I'm not with the layoffs because I don't feel it was done in a proper manner. It was just thrown out here, and we talking about laying off. I believe the department heads should have been speaking with their staff on how they can cut back on using hours, look at their workload, match the work hours up with the workload. If we can get work done, just like Trustee Noah said, if we can just do a little bit more with a little less, we'll do that. But I like for the department heads at least talk with their staff and see where they at and see what their workload is before we go into a full-blown layoff. And we are decision makers. We have to make that decision. And it's tough. It's tough, but to see someone have to walk away after losing insurance, and people have children that they have to take care of also. So with that being said, I'm not comfortable with the layoff. I feel we need to kind of look at it a little bit stronger, sit down with our managers and let them lay it out for us and see where we at. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Call the roll.
Trustee Belcher. Trustee Stan Brown.
No.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion approved.
All right. So y'all ain't right for clapping for people losing their jobs. That's sad. Y'all really need Jesus for real. Okay, next on the agenda is Mayor's report. Tomorrow's a big, big day. They do it all around the nation. It is National Night Out. Please come out. It starts at 6 p.m. I believe they got flyers. It will be at the rink again. If
Now, there she goes, spending more money. Spending more money. They don't have enough money to pay people, but now she's throwing another party. She's delusional.
you want your kids to come and enjoy a good day in the village of Dolton, right here in your own backyard, we spend your own tax dollars. Please bring them out, and they will have a blast. People that come out there to that rink, when I say unbelievable, they light up, they love it, and I love the fact that I'm able to bring families together. Whereas families sit in the house, don't have nothing to do, they actually are out there with their kids. I got this grandpa, I made a video for him, and it's him with his grandbaby. He actually on stage is so cool. But what I loved about it is that it was just the unity, the bonding moment for them too. And then they gave like a little testimony of what they loved about it, how it really helped them grow together with their relationship. So that was just awesome. So we got that going on. And then we also have other people like the kids. They're learning how to skate. They do skate lessons out there. It's been really, really hot lately, so you ain't seen them out there. If you just go past that, it is free. People can just skate. When we have events, we do allow people to utilize the skates and be out there on the floor. Come out. Our police department will be out there on the scene. Do a meet and greet with them. Learn your police officers. Know who they are. And if you have any issues or problems, please let them know tomorrow. They will be out there. Remember, they are people like us. We take off the vest. They are just people like us. So sometimes people be so hard on them. But just come and learn who is roaming your city or rolling through your city. I'll say that. Also, if you need a book bag, our book bag giveaway for back to school is this Saturday. If you need a book bag, school supplies, uniforms, you name it, pretty much y'all know that your super mayor got it. So please show up. You must live within Thornton Township. That means any one of the 17 cities that are governed. You can come here and get your free school supplies, bouncy houses. We got a ton of festivities for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. I expect to see everyone. And then two news, y'all can come out too and actually see what we do. And then get testimonies for those that do love on Mayor Henyard, so that you'll see a different side of the story than just a bunch of haters. Thank y'all for coming out this evening. We're going to start our next meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Alrighty, okay. Trustee Belcher. Aye. Trustee Stanley Brown. Stanley Brown went to the bathroom. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
We do have enough to join this meeting, or how do y'all want to do? Tammy Brown? Okay.
All right.
Meeting adjourned at 9:25 p.m.
All right, so we're starting our real board meeting, the one that was posted before the Board of Trustees posted the meeting that you just saw prior to. Once again, everybody want to run government. That's what I keep telling you. So we're gonna go through a whole nother agenda. I would like to call to order the regular scheduled board meeting. The time is 9:26
Now here's
now.
the second meeting.
please
So we
call
went
the
through one meeting.
And today is Monday, August 5th.
Let
We're
me
about to go
close
through
out one
another
before I can
meeting.
start the other. Thank you.
I'm not going to sacrifice my special events to keep their jobs. Nope. Mm-mm. She still got to do it. People say, "Oh my God, what?" Yeah. Now we have the meeting. This is the second meeting.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes is absent. Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
We have a quorum.
All right, we're gonna skip all the beginning steps and we're gonna go straight to under mayor's report. I do have
Mayor, I
one
did
there.
have one announcement I wanted to make. If that's okay.
You have another announcement?
Yeah, just one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because I have no clue how I missed this. We did discuss or mention recently that the board has started receiving financial information due to some of the the special investigation, former Mayor Lightfoot. We are pleased to announce that this Thursday, August 8th at 6:30, Dolton Park District, she will be giving her presentation of initial findings. So please all come out to get that. So many of the issues brought up today were kind of some of the snippets of what we got, and a lot of greater detail will be provided. So that's my announcement. Thank you.
Thursday is a real meeting. Thursday is where you get all the dirt.
It is August the 10th, Tea with the Trustees, 9:30 a.m., 14700 Evers. We're asking everyone to come out to Tea with the Trustees this coming Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Thank you.
All right. On mayor's report, we have an item for closed session, and that was for termination of Keith Freeman. For the record, just so we crystal clear and no one don't misinterpret what I'm saying, Keith Freeman is fired from the village of Dolton. He no longer will work here in the village of Dolton. So I'm letting y'all know that. So when tomorrow comes, no one can be like, he's still working. No, he does not. So I'm just making it crystal clear for what it is that is about to happen once we get through this agenda. But before we get to that item, I have 3 department heads up here that just need to give their report so you can understand what they do.
She
in the
fired
village of
Keith
Dolton. I don't
Freeman.
understand how they missed that, but to show you they got their own agenda and they should have made sure you understood what each person up here does as it relates to your tax dollars, because
Keith
you
Freeman
pay
was her
them
right-hand
to
man. He's
manage and to
fired.
govern the city and tell you, hey, we did this today. This how much money we brought in, but no one wanted to know. So we'll start with you want to start first? Okay, we'll start with police department. Chief Lacy.
All right, so the police department, thank you, Madam Mayor, responded to 2,570 calls of service. Outside of that, they wrote 717 parking citations, 138 state tickets, red light tickets for 467.
I'm muting this. Matter of fact, I'm thinking I'm gonna do, because they're just talking about the numbers of the thing. I think I'm gonna put this in the chat. Do you think Keith Freeman snitched her out? That's the reason why. You think he's flipped? Because don't forget, they got him indicted on the bankruptcy fraud, and all of a sudden she fired him from everything. He might be snitching. He might be snitching. Let me play this out there. But I'm polling. The poll's going to be in the chat. I think Freeman might be snitching.
Doing their job and working with less than the manpower that we should have. Right now, we're in the process of putting some more units out there, which I will probably bring that to the next board meeting. But at this point, I want to thank the Dolton Police Department, those officers that get out there and risk their life every day for people who they don't know. And if anybody knows, police officers are great. We do a thankless job, but that's okay. Because they get out there, they put their badge on in the morning, not knowing whether they're gonna come home the next day or in that morning, or if they work a double shift. But my point being is that regardless as to what was brought up tonight, we have an outstanding, and I do mean outstanding, police department. And for anybody to question that or to even try to lay off any officers, then that's a shame. Now, you don't have to believe me. You can FOIA like everything else. But the bottom line to the whole thing, for those who are police officers, who have been police officers, they know what we go through. So I just want to thank the Dolton police officers for doing the job that they do. Madam Mayor, I could say a lot more, but right now our K9 unit is doing well. We have a trucking unit out there now, traffic enforcement. All these units are units that were put in place, and we have a drone unit. And all these units were put in place to service the citizens of Dolton. So at this time, I want to say thank you, Madam Mayor, and I'm just going to go ahead and end my report from there.
Y'all make some noise for the police department. Good job, y'all. We appreciate all y'all. Thank you. All right, next we have Public Works, Stacy.
The Public Works
Thank you, Mayor
guy.
Henyard. Good evening,
He's a
residents. The productivity report for July 2024. Public Works completed 6 B-box repairs, 3 water mains were repaired, 1 emergency shutoff, 6 sewers cleaned, 20 locations for potholes were filled, 2 vacant properties were cleaned, 36 vacant cuts, 36 vacant properties were cut. And within 3 days of our July 15th storm, we had the neighborhood about 90% cleaned up from our storm. We were hit by a microburst. It seems like we get hit by all the natural disasters. But I'd like to give a special warm shout out to the Public Works Department, men and women who came out during the storm and helped clear debris from the streets and off of houses. We worked day in and day out for that storm. I think it was right after a flood a few weeks before that. So any additional staffing or labor that we have in the Public Works Department. I want you to know that we are here to work for the people. We take pride in what we do. A lot of people don't really understand what Public Works is up against, but it's like having a giant house and you're responsible for the house. So when you're serving 25 to 30,000 residents at any given time, someone's not going to be happy. But for the most part, we have turned a lot of frowns into smiley faces with the service that we are providing. And it hasn't been seen anywhere else. I'm the youngest superintendent in the Southland, so I make sure I stand on that because I have a legacy to leave here. Whenever that time may come, you're going to remember me in this Public Works Department, because before I came here, some services weren't even happening. People will call, they say they don't get through now or no emails. It's 3 phones, 3 clerks. We comb it as best as we can. We call people back. We do a lot of follow-ups, but we are working hard. I worked here previously. I'm not just a person who just came out of nowhere. I worked with the previous administration under the last superintendent and the last mayor, and I can guarantee you the services have increased and improved on all levels. Despite what naysayers may say on the internet or some people in person, they're not here every day
Except what
to see
everybody
what we are going
says,
through.
and everybody
They're not
who
here every
sees
day
it.
to make sure that services continue. Most people are asleep. They have no idea we're here 2, 3, 4 in the morning just to make sure you have the services you deserve when you wake up. It's a constant battle to keep going. Things break. Sometimes vendors get paid, sometimes they don't. We still go for what we know. So please, if you can, keep the Public Works in your prayers. Call us. I know some residents call, bring cards over, stuff like that. But please remember the work that we have done, because I can guarantee you after this, it's going to be hard for somebody to live up to this legacy that has been set. And Mayor, that concludes my report.
The next guy's
Much,
I
thank you
Love
for all
Tiffany.
you do, you and your guys. I appreciate you. Next we have Juanita, Water Department.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I had a report, but I need to go back and detail it, so it will be available at the next board meeting. I had put all the departments together as far as the revenue that came in, so I will have it available on Mayor and Board at the next meeting.
All right, next we have Will, Housing.
Good afternoon, good evening, Mayor, trustees, and to our board that works so tirelessly. I would like to give my report for both departments, housing, as well as for building and permits. And I'll give you that at a high level. I'll start with a housing report for the month of July. We had a grand total of $45,505.50. We had 28 as-is cell inspections at $6,480. 21 escrow checks deposited at $15,500. 20 housing tickets that total $8,975. 1 vacant property registration from HERA, that was $7,350. And for our permits and building department, we had a grand total for the month of July of $52,512.63. We had 68 building permits at $38,634.07. 26 contractor's license at $9,922.56. 12 plumbing permits at $2,756. For a combined total of those departments is $98,018.13. Mayor, if I could, I just want to just share, my name was on that list, and I can say as department heads, and you can celebrate that, because my God shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory by Christ Jesus. And I know that there's a lot of people here that go to church but have not gone to God. Let me admonish you. Let me admonish.
So they fired him.
Leaders that's in
My name
leadership
was on the
positions,
list.
but are not true leaders at heart.
He's been fired.
And so
Oh
I
man.
admonish you that you're going to be snared by the words of your mouth, because the Bible tells me to touch not my anointed.
You backed the
and do
wrong
his
horse,
prophets
buddy.
no harm.
You backed
Well,
the
we'll
wrong
leave that to
horse.
God.
They
We'll leave
fire
that
you
to God.
behind.
And I admonish you, for those who do have a Bible, go ahead and read Esther, the 3rd chapter, and see how they try to set up
You said he
Mordecai
snitched for
and
sure.
Haman
Yeah. They
to
fired
be held
him.
by the insane gallows. Okay?
Wow.
And so, to our residents, and I can just say to my residents, Mayor, under your leadership, when I actually worked in the water department, previous administrations did not have policies and procedures. They did not have the policies and procedures for each and every department that I
Hey.
worked in, including housing. No, I just want to make it clear. I just want to make it clear that while you're making decisions, not one trustee came to my departments, either department, and asked me, what do I need?
They
They
fired him.
never asked me, well, how much do you make? What do you need to make this department run? Do you know that we don't even have enough ink to print out permits? That we have to go to other departments. Quiet, please. I think it's important that you hear this. I think it's important. Not one trustee came and said, do you have enough employees? We're running it on a skeleton crew. And I can say to my team,
They
we
fired him.
run that department with customer service. When you come here, our residents that come here for business are satisfied with those services. Okay? So I'm not concerned about money, because when you're a true leader, you're concerned about legacy and destiny. There's more to life than money.
He's salty.
It's about impacting and changing
He's
people's
salty.
lives.
He's
So
salty.
under your leadership, we have changed these departments. Okay? There were job descriptions written for directors, managers, supervisors, and all of the clerks in both departments. It wasn't here under the police administration, but under her leadership. Okay? Why? That gives you vision. Let's hold on a minute, ma'am. Just hold on a minute, ma'am. I'm talking to the residents, man. I'm talking to the residents, ma'am. Quiet, please. I'm talking to the residents whose lives we are impacting for the positive.
Damn,
See,
he
there's
is
two
mad,
things a
yeah.
leader's going to do. They're going to either infect someone's life or infect someone's life for something positive. We talked about money that we did not have. Jason House sat here for 8 years. These other trustees sat here for 2 years, sometimes 3. I did not hear one trustee come up with an ordinance or any programs to bring in revenue.
Yeah.
Now he giving
we're talking about my department.
Now he giving
Okay?
speeches now.
At what point
Bias,
will we,
though.
as a
Why
people
go for it all, right?
who say we're people of God, will come together and come with vision? We hear a lot of excuses, but no adjustments. Tell the people how many ordinances you've written as a trustee, Jason, since you've been sitting there. I can ask Brittany.
Tell him how many trips he done went on with a credit card.
No, I mean, he want to answer that question.
Calm down.
Okay.
Okay.
If
He
you
want to
read
answer
your
that
collective
question. How many
bargaining
trips you
agreement,
been
you
on
know
with the
that's
credit
in
card?
the mayor's collective bargaining agreement. If you read your collective bargaining agreement.
You are a part-time,
Okay.
let them tell it, you're a part-time housing authority. So why don't-
Trustee, you are out of order. We have the
He
floor.
out of order.
It's his seat. It's his
He is
seat.
out of
I
order.
gave you an opportunity to say,
He's out of order.
your piece. I think it's fair.
Tell this Mike, he's out
And
of
it's
order.
unfortunate. A lot of us are old, but we're not mature.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we have this age, but we don't have maturity.
Quiet.
So I just want to make it clear, absolutely clear.
Ma'am.
If I did not get another dime from this village because I believe in the vision of this leader, I would come here and volunteer.
No.
Yep.
I would come here and volunteer. Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Okay. Part-time
He said, we don't
hackers,
want
let me
you to
tell
volunteer.
why.
You're
Yeah,
fired. We don't want you to work for free.
Officers,
Please stop.
let me tell you why. Because there are residents that call that phone every single day. Okay, I'm here 7:30 in the morning
God.
till whatever time it is it takes to get the job done. That's what a true leader does. That's what a true leader does. So because of the residents that deserve this type of service, I will be here.
That's true.
Because it's more than life than just money. It's more than life than just money. It's changing people's lives. And that's what we're doing. And so I'll say this. The money that you say that we don't have, how is it that you paid a attorney this money that you say we don't have?
Bingo.
Because they vote on it. So where do you get the money from?
Like everybody else, like you waiting on that.
Okay.
Trustee, you so out of order. You do stuff for clickbait. Stop. He has the floor.
This don't make no sense that you sit here letting him do that.
Did y'all
You sit here letting him do that.
Let me do it.
Yeah, he's out of order. He is out of
It
order.
don't make no sense that you're talking. He has the floor. Y'all have the floor. Y'all say whatever
No,
y'all
he
want.
does not have
He
the
has
floor.
the floor. Go
He's supposed to
ahead.
be
dude.
giving a, he's supposed to be giving a
finish
report
with
as an
this.
employee. He doesn't have the floor.
I forgive you because you know not what you do. But let me tell you, and I admonish you, that God shall not be mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And we'll let it stay with that.
He's
So
salty
I
because he
will be
lost
here
his job.
tomorrow to continue to service these people because there's nobody here that can stop me from doing that service. So thank you. God bless you. Continue. God has placed you there. And if God be for you, he's more than the whole world against us. So thank you.
Well, you can't just come to work if we fired you. I'm coming to work anyway. It don't work that way. Come on. Really, like, don't be stupid.
God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Will. Thank you.
Madam Mayor.
That's good. Thank you,
Madam-
Will. That's good.
Madam Mayor,
Thank
I apologize. May I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, I need everybody to calm down first. What I'm about to say is with a heavy heart, okay, one more, you're gonna get escorted out, okay? All right. However,
There's the
with a
threat.
heavy heart, I want to announce that one of my commanders lost his wife, Commander Price. So I want you to keep him in your prayers because regardless as to what this may be going on, everybody still has a life. So when you do what you do for whatever reason you do it, just keep in mind there are people out there that are hurting for real reasons. So if you can keep them in your prayers, I appreciate it. Also for tomorrow, you have the National Night Out. Please come out. Please come out and support the community because we will be out there.
Okay, you done? Thank you so much. Next on the agenda, we're going straight to Keith Freeman. So,
Here we
Board
go.
of Trustees, what do you want to do?
I have a question because you said he's terminated. So why are we?
Oh, wait, hold on, because y'all always say, because y'all always
true.
say
Yeah,
that I
terminated.
don't come to y'all. Hold on. We're gonna play the little silly game right now. So I put it on the agenda because he got terminated already, but everybody inserted themselves in the business of the mayor, right? So everybody inserted themselves, they send letters out, they let him do all this little finicky stuff, send emails out to the staff, all kinds of stuff. He knows this, they all know that because they wrote their names on it. So they kept saying, you gotta bring it to the board. You gotta put it on the agenda. So what I do, it's on the agenda. So that's why I asked that. So why would you ask that redundant question of talking about why I'm asking y'all? You guys asked me to put it on the agenda. It is on the agenda because we wanted your input, your opinion, right? So it's on the agenda for your input and your opinion because you kept saying that you guys have to vote on it. Is that not what y'all kept saying? Y'all say y'all got to vote on it. So here we are. So, Board of Trustees, is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman? Dun, dun, dun. There y'all go. What we doing? Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman? What we doing? Y'all gotta huddle up. Y'all gotta huddle up real quick. We'll take a 3 seconds. Hey, what we doing?
You want to discuss?
What y'all want to do? Y'all have to talk about it and get it together yet? Y'all
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
signals across the room. What we doing? Y'all motioning it up. What we doing? Y'all quiet. Y'all quiet as a church mouse, as I say. What's going on right now? This the person y'all can't stand. Y'all don't like. This what y'all say. This what y'all say about the person. Y'all say he's never at work. He'll do his job. Is this what y'all say? So what we doing, guys? The motion. The motion
Yeah, they're
is on
asking
the
if you.
floor. What
They're
y'all
asking
gonna
if you.
do?
No, they didn't. Nobody did a
is
motion
seconded.
yet.
What we doing?
They haven't done anything. She just. What is she doing? What is she talking about?
What we doing, guys? No,
Just let her. Just let her rant.
crickets. Nobody wants the motion and let go. But y'all, hold on. Look, let me just explain to residents that understand what I've been talking about. Listen to this. Prior to
All right.
a whole 5-10 minutes ago, they voted to lay off all these individuals, right?
Okay. So the way it's supposed to work, you want to hire somebody, you come to the board and say, "Hey, we want to hire this person." You hire them. The board says, "Okay," and then you hire them. If you want to fire somebody, You go to the board and you say, hey, we want to fire this person. Board says, okay, you can fire them. Then you fire them. In this case, she's fired the person already, and now it's going to the board. So the board is like, what are we going? We can't. There's nothing to do. You're supposed to come to us before you fire the person, so we can approve the firing. So now she's like, well, fire the person. Now, do you want to make a motion to pay? Like, does she not understand that she was supposed to ask for their approval before he was fired? She's delusional. She doesn't like this is so simple to understand. That's why they're like, what are you talking about? If you've already fired him, there's nothing for us to do. You're supposed to come to us before you fire him.
To vote on all these individuals, but the person that they all complain about is now up for a motion in a second to terminate. That's the person they claim. And if a person that they're talking about that they doing all these things make 100,000, what do you make? 100-something, what do you make? Why y'all didn't start at the top? Why didn't you? You started with people like William Moore, people that make $15,000 a year, people that make $15 an hour. You started with employees like that. You started with the code enforcement department that really brings revenue to our village. So make it make sense, residents. Why is everybody on mute all of a sudden? I don't hear nothing. Board of Trustees. Y'all always got so much to say. What y'all got? Y'all motioning? Y'all motioning secondly? Nobody?
Yep.
We can't fire somebody who's already fired.
So basically, for those that ain't been watching the mess or I don't want to cuss, the show in Dolton, if y'all ain't been watching it, that show you that y'all must have been working with him the entire time. So all y'all been exposed, huh? So everybody's been exposed.
They've been working with
Here it is. Y'all watch the meetings. Y'all see what goes on. I don't see nothing right now. Nobody said nothing. Y'all got nothing to say.
Imagination out this world.
So who been getting played the entire time? Looks like the mayor been getting played the entire time. That's what it looked like to me. Because I can't believe they this quiet. Y'all always got something to say. Always.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, you adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, she's just.
So your motion is not recognized, and we right here
crazy
on this agenda item, and you know you're out of order. So basically,
it's a motion and a second on the floor.
It is not recognized if you understand the rules and how they work. So you want to get out of the jam? You that scared, huh? You that scared to talk about the firing? You guys said you didn't want the individual. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? I already know what I can do. I'm talking about them because they said that I didn't put it on this agenda. And I'm gonna show you emails. I'm gonna show you emails.
Does she understand?
Trustee, because now you got
fired the person already.
You said who said it? Basically, I'm gonna show you everything that they talked about.
You fired the guy already. There's nothing for them to do. You're supposed to go to them and say, I want to fire the guy. They say, good, fire the guy, and then you fire the guy. You fired him already. What? Why do they need? There's no motion. What are you gonna? You can't fire somebody you've already fired. The guy's gone. This makes no sense. Does she understand? This makes no sense. What are you talking about? You've already fired him.
So we got to this point. Now it's on the agenda. Now they quiet. They got nothing.
Can you say who said put it on the agenda?
All I'm saying to you guys is we gotta get some understanding of what's going on. So I'm letting people, as y'all say, hoodwink, bamboozle, led astray. Y'all let people do that to y'all, right? Y'all still ain't got nothing to say.
Who said put it on the agenda, Mayor?
Do y'all got something to say? I'm waiting.
Can you ask?
How y'all gonna motion? How y'all gonna motion? What y'all gonna do?
You said somebody said put it on the agenda. Who asked you to put it on the agenda?
I already asked you a question. So you want to answer my stuff.
It's a motion and a second on the floor.
What you gonna do? Y'all gonna motion to release
a motion and a second on the floor.
So let me say this. Because you guys are mute and they got nothing to say, always. Y'all been selling the residents a load of crap. I am using my authority, which I always had, but you guys intervene with it as always. Keith Freeman is fired from the Village of Dolton. He no longer works here at the Village of Dolton. I done said it. I tried to do this before, but they intervened and said, hey, you got to come across the board. Y'all, the trustees. So by you doing that, Brittany, did you ask her to put it on the R?
I did it.
So, did you
I
ask
think
her to
I'm
put it on
crystal
there?
clear. I think
Tell me,
everybody
did you?
got it. I think everybody understand what's going on.
Okay.
And by their silence, it tells you kind of what's going on in our village. So welcome to all the games and all the drama that you see put before this board. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a new day. There's no one free in no more. So I appreciate you guys for coming.
Trustee
Coming here to do what's needed. And clerk, I just said that it was out of order, but that's what y'all do. Y'all just want to
Trustee
run
Tammy
the
Brown.
show. Everybody running. Nobody got
Trustee
nothing
House.
to say about Keith Freeman. Nobody.
Meeting
Nobody.
at 9:52 p.m.
She's delusional.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
She's really
So
a dummy.
I'm gonna remember this. Because at the end of the day, I told you, you guys
She's
don't run
really
it
a
today. The
dummy.
mayor does.
She's really a
So,
dummy.
Keith Freeman, I know you watching. You no longer works for the village of Dolton. Please turn in your keys, turn in all your stuff. HR reach out to you tomorrow as relates
Yeah.
to your fire.
He comes and says, I fired the guy a long time ago. The guy's fired. He's not working here no more. Now I want to motion him to be fired. Like, but you've already fired him. What are you talking about? And then she's going to say they don't want to fire him. Like, you fired him a week ago. What are you talking about? He doesn't work here anymore. Now all of a sudden he's fired. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I think Keith Freeman flipped, people. I think Keith Freeman flipped. I think he flipped and he was like, yo, those two white guys next to her, I think those are the accountants. Let's go to the Village of Trustees, the Dolton Trustees page. See what the people on the streets is talking about. Village of Trustees. Let me see. Dolton Trustees. That's crazy. That she's like mentally just not there. Like hold on. I gotta redo this. But they're talking about the new meeting on Thursday, so I'm gonna go back to the Dolton Trustee page. It sounds like he just had Jason House up there. Let me share this real quick before he's talking to them right after the meeting. So here we go.
As you heard the mayor talk about her appointments, I am also authorized to have 8 appointments.
So I'm gonna rewind it back. What happened right after the meeting?
Hey, y'all,
So
stay right here.
this is from the people who are in the seats. All right.
You call that motion? You call that motion? You call that motion? Mr. Moore.
Oh, Mr. Moore, what good Lord, Mr. Moore was on. We live right now. We got 1,300 people. You want to say anything?
Well, we want to thank everybody. It was so amazing to see how many residents stayed after the executive session. Just the spirit and the energy. Love the residents. Positive and negative. We're here for all the feedback. So thank you. Thanks for everybody. Just caring about the village at all.
That's right. Boathouse 2025. That's the next mayor right there. We got to stop this madness.
Yeah, he's running for mayor.
And talk about our Lori Lightfoot report is going to explain everything.
Oh my God. For those who, a lot of decisions we made today were based off of, based on information we received, and we promised that we make sure that it's open to the residents, so that we will have a PowerPoint presentation. Residents can kind of get an understanding. We're grateful that without subpoena authority, and that's what's so critical, without subpoena authority, we finally started getting answers that we've been asking for, begging for, demanding for many, many months. So we're grateful that to bring this information.
So Thursday, just let everybody know, Thursday, we're going to watch this PowerPoint presentation. I don't, why am I still stuck with this Dolton thing? But all right, so Thursday, we got to see this PowerPoint presentation because it's if all the stuff that went down today, Keith Freeman being fired, it's because of this presentation on Thursday. We need to watch this presentation. It's going to be fire.
And that's just the start because we have a tipping point that we really have a lot of information that we have to turn around.
Yeah, remember that was the biggest critique. She ain't got no subpoena power. She don't have no power to do nothing. But wait till you see these reports that she produces. How bad this finances are of our town.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Don't be embarrassed.
meeting.
Is the meeting at 6:30 Thursday?
Yeah,
6:30
I did part
Thursday.
this.
Central. It's 7:30 Eastern.
Mr. Brown knows over there.
Yeah, I know. Clerk, you want to say anything on camera?
Here's the clerk.
Exhausted.
So is your
Yes.
Oh, tell me about that. The deputy clerk is back.
Yes, my deputy clerk is back employed for the village of Dolton. She never should have been terminated. She is an appointed position, as you heard the mayor talk about her appointments. I am also authorized to have 8 appointments. And you cannot terminate my appointment, just like I cannot terminate yours. So that's why my deputy is back on staff with the village of Dolton.
and you guys are done with litigation?
I don't know about that one. You ready? Yeah, we go. We're going out the back. Where we going? That way. Oh. And on Brittany. Excuse me. You want to say anything on camera?
No, I don't want to say absolutely nothing.
Sure.
Your favorite in the comments.
We get to hear the Lakefoot report. There's the police chief. You looking sad. This cop's been fired. This is the fired guy. He been fired. Wow.
All right, bro. Stay strong, bro.
Y'all might want this.
Oh yeah.
Nobody gonna do no more.
You might want that.
Nobody gonna do no more. They gonna ignore them.
Always good seeing you. Yeah, you too.
Looks like that's the end of our festivity tonight. We've been on this for 3.5 hours. So, wow. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave you with our Tiffany Henyard moving on up so because it still looks like things are ending pretty soon for Henyard. So, let's play it.
Well, we're moving on up to the side, to the deluxe apartments in the sky. Moving on up to the side. We finally got a piece of the pie.
All right. So, that's the Tiffany Henyard drama for the night. Wow. 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 That is crazy. This woman is crazy. So, looks like we got huge news today. Huge news today. For those of you who've been following Dolton stuff, I'm going to see if I can summarize it in like 2 or 3 minutes so we can get the hell out of here. Number one, Lori Lightfoot. So now, just so I can give you guys the picture that I've seen now, first I want to say I have no inside information. I don't know if any of this is true. I'm just reading what is being said. Lori Lightfoot was authorized by the village trustees to do the investigation. Lightfoot seemingly went to the certified public accountants, the CPAs, and said, hey, I'm authorized to have this information. The CPAs gave her the information. From that information that she got, she found out that the village has only about a month's worth of money to pay payroll. So that means by the end of September, there wasn't any more money left. They couldn't make payroll. And it was so bad that they couldn't even pay the people they already owed money to. So they had to then go into emergency funds to just fund the operation for another month, which is like $1 million+. That's seemingly what happened. But it was even more dire than that. It was so dire that they had to fire multiple employees across the board. So they fired people from Public Works, the police department, the head of housing. All those people were fired, right? We got to fire them because we can't afford to pay them. Money is so bad. And it got so bad that they're essentially insolvent. So now they didn't tell us exactly what the Lightfoot report was explained, but now we know that she even fired Keith Freeman. This report was so bad that she fired Keith Freeman because of the report. Because remember, Keith Freeman was the one running the day-to-day. He was the one handling the finances. She fired him because of this report. Now Thursday at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, we get to see the PowerPoint presentation of the report. That's changed this whole game. That's changed this whole game. Now, she is trying to say that Keith Freeman was really working for the trustees. She said Keith Freeman was really their agent. I had nothing to do with it. Even though she hired Keith Freeman, he's working for her in Dolton. He was working for her everywhere she was working. He was the number 2. She's trying to say that he was really a secret agent for them. So I don't know what the hell Lori Lightfoot found, but she spoke to the CPA. They got that information and it's blown up the basket. So we will be here. And so remember, Thursday, 6:30, we're going to be looking at this madness again. So we'll see what Tay presents. And I excuse me, I think it's going to be explosive. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for all the people who've super chatted. I really, really appreciate it. Linda, we just witnessed, like you said, the narcissistic collapse in real time. We literally just realized it. This is crazy. It's been fun. Yeah, streaming the Thursday meeting. Nate should that's they got no money. They got no money. They essentially that town is she's literally run that town broke. And it really shows you one thing too. How hard it is to get someone in power out when they go rogue. Because look at she's obviously been doing crazy stuff, and they still can't get her out because their laws are bad, their processes are bad. They can't even impeach her. So, it's just in a tough situation. But with that, don't forget, like, share, subscribe to the great YouTube stuff. My name is Ethel, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching. I'll see you Thursday 6:30. We're gonna do it again. Later, people.